Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Game 3 of the 2022 Stanley Cup Final Watch Along Extravaganza right here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. My name is Richie Suave Flores. I will be your wonderful host for this evening's event. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this evening. Going to be an exciting game tonight as the Lightning try to get back into this series in which they find themselves down 2-0. And they need a win tonight at home to get back into this championship race. After what we've seen from the Avalanche the first 2 games, it's going to be really, really tough for the Lightning to get themselves back in this thing tonight. But do not count them out. Do not count them out, because we've seen from the Lightning before that even though they're down 0-2, they can come back and win a series. So this series is not over by any stretch of the imaginations. But that's why I wanted to do tonight's game, because it's a key game. This is the biggest game of the series so far. And I'm not one to usually come out and say games are must win. But tonight is probably a must-win game for the Tampa Bay Lightning. So, yeah, you get me tonight, this evening. Thanks for hanging out. See a lot of you in the chat. We'll get to your comments in just a moment. If you are watching us right now, you can like this. You can like the stream. Tell your friends to subscribe. And we have more watch-alongs throughout the Stanley Cup Final here. So I'm excited to be back doing a Stanley Cup Final game. About 15 minutes or so away from puck drop in Tampa. And yeah, I'm excited to be along with you guys here this evening. My co-host Corey, who hosts Sporty with Corey and Richie with myself. I don't think she's going to be able to join me tonight, but who knows? She might pop in later in the show. So it is just me this evening. So I do apologize. But yeah, we're gonna get to your chat here coming up in just a bit. We're gonna get to your predictions. What do you think is going to happen in this game? Do you think the Lightning can find their championship level success again in Game 3 after getting beat 7-0 in Game number 2? Yeah, I don't. I tweeted this out after Game 2, and I said that I think this series is not over. So if I had to pick who's going to win tonight, I'm probably taking the Lightning to get back in this series this evening, right? Andrei Vasilevsky is not going to be as bad as he was in Game 2. And they're a championship team for a reason, the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I don't think they're going to I don't think they're like shocked at all what's happening right now. And so they'll be able to come back. They're back at home, and they're going to be able to make this thing a series here in Game number 3. Let's go take a look at some of your chats, shall we? Let's see what we got here. Got a lot of people saying hi. A lot of people very excited to see me again. I appreciate that. Let's see what else we got here. We have some predictions. Let's go through some predictions here, huh? Let's go. Liam chiming in says 5-3 Lightning. We've seen some high scores for the first 2 games. 5-3 Lightning is, I think, kind of where I'm expecting it to be. Like, it's going to be a pretty close game for the most part. And then the Lightning end up getting like an empty netter to make it 5-3. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Let's see what I got. Let's see what else we got here. We got Front Row Productions saying 7-0 was so amazing. That was crazy, right? That was absolutely insane. Asking where Corey is. Again, she's off tonight. I'll text her here in a little bit and see if she's able to join me. So maybe she'll hang out. You never know. Old Scully sucks. There was a fun stat after game number 2 that I saw, and I'm sure you guys saw it as well, that the last time Andrei Vasilevsky gave up 7 goals in a game was against the Coyotes back in 2020, right before the pandemic shut down the rest of the season. So there's a fun fact for you. So it's just not going to happen again. It's not, okay? Andrei Vasilevsky is too good to have that happen to him again. So I have a feeling game one is going to be more like what we're going to see the rest of the series, which is the Avalanche are clearly the better team through the first two games. They dominated pretty much the entire way. Even in game one, I felt like Darcy Kuemper wasn't really tested at all. There wasn't a lot of scoring chances coming from Tampa Bay, but they were still able to hang around in that game and basically force Darcy Kuemper into making mistakes. And I kind of feel that's what's going to happen tonight too. Andrei Vasilevsky is not going to be that bad. Okay, he's not. Plain and simple, not going to be as bad. Let's see what else we got here. I got people asking where Isha is. Isha is he's handed the baton off to us. So basically, you're going to be seeing me and Neil for the rest of the Stanley Cup final. Maybe somebody else might pop in here and there, but yeah, Isha's focused on other things. He's a busy man, so he has kind of delayed doing any more live streams on this channel for the time being, at least. Let's see what we got here. Brendan chiming in. How you doing, Brendan? Good to see you. Saying that the Avs are capable of winning at least 2 Stanley Cups. This is something I talked about on my last live stream that I did. And I kind of mentioned the same thing, which was like, to me, the Avalanche are built like a team who can win on a regular basis for the next many seasons, right? They're a younger team. They have a great core in place. You know who they remind me of a little bit? And correct me if I'm wrong, if you think I'm crazy. They remind me a little bit of what the Golden State Warriors were many years ago, right? Right when they started their dynasty, they've now won 4 championships in 8 seasons. That's kind of how they were built too. They were built on a lot of younger players. Steph Curry was a younger man at that point in time. Klay Thompson, obviously, Draymond Green. These guys, they were much younger at the time, and they were kind of biting at the cusp of winning championships. And then when they finally broke through, it was game over. And now they've won 4 times in 8 years, and they've overcome injuries to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, and they're back on top again. I think that's what we could see from the Colorado Avalanche for the next couple of years. And it's going to be fun to watch the Avalanche in the Western Conference and compare them to the Toronto Maple Leafs in the Eastern Conference, who are kind of in that very similar boat that the Lightning were several years ago before they won their Stanley Cup, which is like, have all the talent in the world, so close. They were in the Stanley Cup final. And they just couldn't break through and win a championship. And I feel like that's going to happen in Toronto too, where there's talent. You can't deny how much talent the Maple Leafs have. And eventually that bad luck of playoff non-success is going to pay off eventually for them. So I wouldn't surprise me if we got an Avs Maple Leafs Stanley Cup final here in the next couple of seasons. Maybe even more than once. A la your Warriors and Cavaliers from back in the day. Jack chiming in saying 3-2 Bolts. Got a lot of Bolts people here in the action. Oh, I like that. Got Archduke Ramon saying 4-1 Avalanche. Can you continue rolling on? Brendan, I saw saying it's pretty good. We have a lot of comments. It's hard to kind of blow through all these. Holy smokes, I'm a little behind. We have Christian weighing in saying Avalanche 8-0. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Have that back to back and get them in. Nathan's saying I never tweeted my Big Mac. That's true. I did not. Full disclosure, did not actually order a Big Mac that night. It was late. I didn't want to spend $20 to have food delivered, so I ended up making like a cheeseburger on my own here. I put it on the Drew Foreman grill. Did not get a Big Mac. Donnell chiming in. Donnell, since you're here, I'm glad you're here because you being the Jersey guy that you are, hey, let me show you something. You can kind of see it in my background here. Hang on. I got brand new addition to my jersey collection, which I don't have that much of a big one, but I had some leftover, like a gift card to NFLshop.com, and I bought a new jersey. Check this out. This is the LA Rams. This is like their white modern throwback jersey. It's going to be their new primary home jersey moving forward. And I got Cooper Kupp, the Super Bowl MVP, one of my favorite player on the Rams roster, him and Aaron Donald. So I you might appreciate that, Donnell. So and you said, yeah, you didn't expect to be here. Well, I'm here, so I'm happy to be here as well. saying when is Isha? Isha has handed off the baton on live streams. So you can go follow him on Twitter. You can follow his YouTube channel, a City Life Project. Got a lot of stuff going on there. Let's see what else we got here. Dylan chiming in. Good to see you, Dylan. 4-1 Avs. 4-1 Avs to take a 3-0 lead. 3-0 lead. Let's see what else we got here. Donnell once again saying, I will say tonight is really, and I mean really, must win for the Lightning. Tonight won a short series for the hockey season to end quickly. I agree. I don't like using the term must win at all. Like it's a crutch and it's annoying, but we know that if a team goes down 0-3 in a series, you're probably going to lose that series. So the Lightning cannot go down 0-3 in a series unless you're the Cavaliers and you're beating the Warriors with LeBron. We have Avionics chiming in saying 5-4 Lightning. Let's see what else we got here. Nathan says he has a question. What is your question, Nathan? I saw about the Big Mac in is it can you do game 4? Possibly. We'll see. It's Wednesday, right? Wednesday? I think is when that next game is. So we'll see. So stand by. Who else we got here? Oh no, yeah, nice looking Rams jersey, not being the home for just correcting you. So here's the thing about this. And I think Rams fans have known this. It's unofficial, but if you look at all of their promotion they're doing for this year, and the fact that they chose to wear that jersey in the Super Bowl, there's been zero promotional material that doesn't include that includes the Bone jersey. So the Bone jersey is being phased out at this point in time, and they're going to replace it and use the throwback white from now on, as far as I know. So there you go. Let's see what else we got here. Corey may or may not be showing up tonight, so stay tuned. Hang around. She might show up for the third period and help me out a little bit here. What else we got? Sean hanging out in the chat. What's up, Sean? Good to see you. Shannon's here as well. Good to see you as well, Shannon. Thanks for joining me here this evening. Moments away from puck drop now. If you want to watch it, it's on ABC in the United States. I believe it's up in Sportsnet in Canada. And as the Avalanche take the ice here. So if you want to watch it, go ahead. I have it on right next door to me here so we can all watch it together. Again, the way I kind of do these things is, especially when I'm doing this solo and without Corey, I like to basically say that you guys are my podcast co-hosts. And so keep the chat going, keep it buzzing, and you can co-host along with me. Because like I said before, it's tough to do these solo. So we're moments away from puck drop here in game number 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. And this should be fun. It should be fun. I'm curious. I think we've talked about this before. I was having a conversation with Neil about this on Twitter the other day about Sean McDonough, who is the play-by-play guy for ESPN. If you guys have watched a lot of ESPN throughout the season and Sean McDonough is their lead play-by-play guy, like, are you guys a fan of Sean McDonough? Because calling hockey, at least, because he's kind of I don't know, he doesn't have the high energy I like to see in terms of my my hockey play-by-play callers. So I wish they would get better. I believe next year TNT has the rights. I think they flip-flop it every year. I think TNT gets the rights next year, so we'll have Kenny Albert on the call next year. So all right, let's go back to the chat here. Let's see what we got. Donnell saying only 4 teams in NHL history has come back from an 0-3 series to win a playoff series since 1942. Maple Leafs, or 42 Maple Leafs, 75 Islanders, 2010 Flyers, 2014 Kings. Yeah, so it would be an uphill battle. Battle. We have Sean chiming in saying Kemper has been a machine recently. My guy, I'm a big Darcy Kemper fan. And so my friend Jordan and I, we started this hashtag when he was with the Coyotes, and we said hashtag Darcy for Vezina. So obviously the regular season is over at this point in time. So I like to now it's Darcy for Conn Smythe, hashtag Darcy for Conn Smythe. So I'm a big fan of Darcy Kemper, and I was very, very glad to see that he got a shutout in the last game, even though he didn't face any actual legit scoring chances pretty much the entire game. Because the Colorado was so good and was controlling the puck the entire game. So yeah, I hope Darcy Kemper continues to do well. Let's see what else we got here. We have hashtag Eichel for MVP. Maybe next year Vegas gets their new head coach, Bruce Cassidy, get a full season healthy with that team. You never know. Going to be hard to top Austin Matthews, but Shannon chiming in saying it's 98 degrees here in Colorado, like the band. It is 102 currently here in the great state of Arizona, where I am broadcasting from. And so I got you beat, Shannon. Although the fact that Arizona and Colorado are that close in temperature scares me quite a bit. Only 4 degrees. Only 4 degrees difference. All right, let's see what else we got here. Donnell chiming in once again. He's saying that I will say happy the NHL is back with ESPN. Never liked how NBC did the finals because they did split games with NBC and NBCSN. Just put all the games on NBC on national TV. I agree. I don't know why that wasn't done prior, but the fact that these games are on ABC is huge. The first 2 games in terms of television ratings were good, but not great. They were up over the last 2 seasons, but they still weren't as high as some previous Stanley Cups in the past, which is interesting. Let's see what else we got here. 92 degrees in St. Louis. That humidity. I think we talked about this last time too. I'm sure you got the humidity down there in the Midwest too. Not very fun. Bruce, there it is. Bruce Cassidy. Good hire by Vegas. I don't understand why Boston let Bruce Cassidy go, but Jeff chiming in saying I can't root for the Rams, leaving to ask Clown Cronky. I don't blame you, man. I did feel bad. There was a point in time where when it was announced that the Rams were moving to LA, because me being from Arizona, I usually do not like obviously California teams. Let me bring up the stats for you guys here so y'all can take a look at that. The game's about to get underway. And so, yeah, there was a point in time where I was trying to decide whether or not I wanted to go with the team from St. Louis to LA, and I decided to stick with the team, and I'm glad I did. I feel bad for the people of St. Louis. And I can say I kind of relate because of all the relocation rumors surrounding the Coyotes. So I could understand where you're coming from. And I do not blame you one bit. Sean's saying it's a cool 70 degrees in New York, you freaking bastard. That sucks. Game is underway. Game 3 in Tampa. Can Colorado continue their domination? They're so fun to watch. I tweeted this out the other day. I was like, there's not many other teams around the league where I will intentionally tune in to watch them play because they're that much fun to watch. And I feel like Colorado is one of those teams. They're just the entire top line that you see on their power play a lot of times. It's just so talented. Cale Makar is just on another level. Future Hall of Famer Cale Makar. And yeah, their Avalanche are just ridiculous. So we'll see how they do here in the first period. See if they can get out to a lead like they have done in the first 2 games where they jumped out to the early lead and were able to kind of sustain that. Obviously, Tampa got back in the game in game 1 there, but let's see what else we got here. I saw somebody saying Arizona should be hotter. I agree. It's actually cooled off. It was 115 last week. It was 115 last week here in Phoenix. Let's see what I got here. Yes, this as far as I know, if I remember correctly, next season they will do that where they will flip, I believe, in that contract, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know, it's Turner doesn't have an over-the-air national channel, so just kind of like March Madness, where you're forced to watch on TNT and TBS. That's gonna have to happen here, unless they work a deal with like CBS or something to put it on national TV. But yeah, next year more than likely going to end up on TNT, if I'm not mistaken, as far as I know. Let's see what we got here. Just underway. According to ESPN, 23 goals in the first period for the Avalanche during this playoffs, which is pretty impressive. So Tampa can weather the storm. That will go a long, long way towards getting them back into this championship race here. If you're just joining us, welcome in. Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. My name is Richie Suave Flores. I'm the host of Sporty with Corey and Richie on the Hockey Podcast Network. We talk about the Arizona Coyotes. And if you're watching along and you haven't done so yet, and you are in a city which it is legal, you can download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and use that promo code THPN, and you can get a bunch of fun stuff to go along with it. Couple of good chances early on there from Tampa. That's probably their best chances they've had. Really in the first 3 games, huh? Right there. Is this true that New Jersey got at the Giants Stadium? Right? They're going to host the World Cup game there. That's pretty dope. I can't wait for the World Cup in 2026. That's going to be a lot of fun. And I really want to go to a game or multiple games, because I know that LA SoFi Stadium also got a bid for the World Cup in 2026, and so I think that's where I'm going to go. I'd like to make a trip back out to SoFi and go see a World Cup match there. That's really cool. It's on my bucket list for sure. Let's see what else we got here. That's right. Yeah, SoFi Stadium is going to host the World Cup. I'm excited for that, for sure. I can't wait. I love SoFi Stadium. I had a chance to go this past fall, and I went to go see the Rams play there during the regular season, and it's awesome. Like, it's just, I can't tell you how cool it is to go to a game there. So going to a World Cup game there, even better. Do you like the Avs sing-along? You're talking about Blink-182, right? Awesome. I love it. I wish more teams would do that. I think the closest thing is Boston when they swing Sweet Caroline. But other than that, yeah, I love that they do that. And it'd be cool if they got like some of the members of Blink-182 out to Denver to like join in on the fun for one of these upcoming games on it. That'd be really dope. Like, get them as like an intermission, like band, and then they could all sing along together. That'd be awesome. No scoring early on here in this game number 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. More scoring chances there from Tampa. 3-0 are the shots on goal earlier, or early in this hockey game. Which is kind of wild that Colorado does not have a shot on goal in the first 3.5 minutes of this hockey game. Good for Tampa, though. Very good for Tampa. Let's go back to the chat here, see what we got going on. That's right. Canada also hosting the World Cup in 2026, along with Mexico. All 3 countries getting a chance to host, which I think is really awesome. And in 2026, they're actually expanding the amount of teams as well. I think they're going from 32 to like 36 or 38 as well. So it's going to be the biggest World Cup in the history. Ramon chiming in says, I will either go to KC or Nashville. I cannot wait for the World Cup, my fave sporting event. I don't blame you on that one. It's on my bucket list for sure, going to a World Cup. I've been to a few soccer matches, albeit USL, the United Soccer League. Oh, what a stop. What a stop. Great chance by the Avalanche. I believe Vasilevsky may have gotten a piece of it to keep this game scoreless here so far. But yeah, I've been to a couple soccer matches. Like I said, USL, Phoenix Rising. That's about it. My favorite Premier League team is I'm a Liverpool guy, just in case you're wondering. Let's see what else we got here. We got Donnell chiming in. New York Tri-State area, MetLife Stadium, home of the New York Giants and New York Jets. That is true. This is my favorite comment I think I've ever seen in my life on this channel, saying Kale is a bust. Trade him in the offseason. I love it. Make it happen, Colorado. Trade him to Arizona. Coyotes have a bunch of picks. You want 7 picks in the first and second round? Have at it. That's my official proposal, is to do that. Most of the predictions from you guys. Oh, we do have a goal. You're right. I'm behind. So I'm going to get to the goal here in just a moment, folks. I stream via Hulu. So I'm behind. So let's take a look at this goal. The Colorado Avalanche up 1-0 in this game. There's McKinnon with the shot from the point there. Still hasn't happened. I'm like 2 minutes behind, y'all. This is crazy. Oh, there's bad turnover. Can't do that. Cannot do that. Cannot turn the puck over to Nathan McKinnon. That's Val Nichushkin again. Wow. Talk about a freaking player. He's going to get paid. And I will tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, about Val Nichushkin. The poor team who signs him in the offseason. Because how many times have we seen this where guys have big playoffs? And then they get the big contract in the offseason, and then they can't replicate it. And Val Nichushkin is playing with Gabe Landeskog and Nathan McKinnon. Like, he can't replicate that. I'm sorry, he can't. So, if you want to sign him in the offseason, good luck. Have fun with that. I would not want to sign him. And so the Avalanche take a 1-0 lead in this game. As we talked about earlier, they get off the quick starts. And so they've done it again, by golly. They have done it again. Done it again. We have some barking going on here on the bench. Again, I'm kind of delayed here, so thank you. Thank you, Jack. Checking for offside, it looks like. Oh, that puck came out, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that puck came out. That's no goal. That's coming back. Should not take this long, right, for them to overturn this one. Did I just say by golly? I probably did. Again, I worked in radio for many years. And so sometimes I have to change my language, and by golly is a good way to get around the censors. I know I can't say it there, but Jeff's chiming asking where's Corey. Corey may join me a little bit later on this evening. She can't join me at the moment. But there you go. The goal has been overturned. Great challenge by Tampa Bay there. So this game remains scoreless. Zip. Wait, did they call it a good goal? Again, I'm seeing multiple people in the chat. Again, I'm delayed. I'm delayed here, so I'm seeing some people in the chat say good goal. I'm seeing some people say it's not a goal. I can't tell what it is until I catch up here on my stream. So I'm very, very confused. It should not be a goal. That puck clearly came outside of the blue line. So I don't know why it's taking this long. Some people are saying it's on the line. Maybe from one particular camera angle it was, but like from every angle I'm seeing. That overhead angle that they're showing is the closest angle. This is like perspective. God, that's so close, man. Holy smokes. To zoom in to like 2 inches away to try and figure out if this is offside or not. Like, yeah, if you take a look at this main angle that they showed, the first replay, it looks pretty clear. You can see some white behind the line. So like, if I don't see how this is a good goal at all. Some of you are crazy. Because I see argument in the chat. We see a lot of people arguing in the chat about this, saying Sean adamant that it was on the line. I don't think it was. It looked behind to me. It's taking a while for this. Taking a while. Jack saying it was not on the line. Open your eyes. This is great about being a neutral observer, and it looks like it has been called offside because the goal has been taken away there. So yeah, no goal. And I think that's the right call. I think that's the right call. Oh yeah, I'm really delayed, so they still haven't updated it here on my stream version. Whole 2 inches away, and it was offside by a lot. By effing golly, that's right. That's right. So the Bolts are still in this thing. Exactly. See, that's the thing is like if your teams aren't playing, you can watch controversial decisions like that and watch it and like actually analyze it instead of if you're a fan, you're like, oh, that's clearly such and such, blah, 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 blah. So that's why I like watching these games as somebody who's not a fan of either team, is you can just kind of enjoy it as opposed to get overly excited. Having been there with the Phoenix Suns in recent memory and my Rams in the Super Bowl. So Sean's saying it's unnecessary drama building. That's actually not too far off, right? Like that's kind of what the offside review is all about, right? It's trying to create more of these kind of situations where in the past it's the Avalanche have the 1-goal game and now you get this review and boom, it's overturned and you're back to scoreless. This is actually an interesting comment here. Tampa has no field puck position right now, even at home. I don't know if you guys saw in the last game, but this was crazy. If you look at there's a website that is called there's a website it's an Avionics website, has skipped my mind, and they put out charts, and the chart for expected goals for percentage was like every single Avalanche player was above 80%, and all of the Lightning players were down at 20% or below. And so Lightning actually have the puck in their zone here, but they're going to get a penalty, it looks like, coming up for interference, if I'm not mistaken. Who's there? Who's there? I love a good knock joke. Let's take a look at this penalty here. was kind of a hot mess of a call there. I'm actually okay with that call. I think that's a fair call in my opinion. Stamkos got pushed in the back and put on his ass. So Tampa Bay power play, they got to get it going. Got to get the power play going. Sean doesn't agree with the call. Weak ass call. And like I said, I agree with Gene. I think that was a fair call as well. Fair call. Avionics saying the same thing. That was the right call. I agree. Jack just commenting. Darcy. Yes, I hope Darcy's behind the door. That'd be great. Oh, it's sprawled out in the middle of the paint there. Yeah, Darcy who? Darcy who? I know that was a joke. Yes, I know that was the joke. Darcy who? Darcy who? Darcy Keeper. I like that. That's a good nickname right there. Sean chiming in saying, let's effing go. Avs PK. How good has their penalty kill been, though? Holy smokes, they've been ridiculous. Shorthanded chance there again. They had the shorthanded goal in the last game from Cale Makar. Getting another penalty here, it looks like. Or at least a stoppage of play. Yeah, I think we're going to getting a penalty here to Tampa Bay. And so we're going to get some 4-on-4 here. It looks like. Yep, 4-on-4 with the high stick for the next 40 seconds with 12:51 to go here in the first period of play. Jack did not like the call, saying that was a weak-ass call. Shannon just screaming Kale. Did he score? I can't tell you how much I love watching Cale Makar play. He's so much fun to watch. Gonna win multiple Norris trophies, Cale Makar. And I'm very angry that he's not a Coyote. Donald chiming in saying, I never liked Sean McDonough as the announcer for ESPN. Gary Thorne called the games for NHL ESPN better back in the day. They need to bring him back. I saw a lot of people on Twitter talking about that too. And I remember like in the off season when it was announced that they were moving to TNT, a lot of people were asking the same thing. I think Gary Thorne said he'd be open to it, but ESPN like never reached out to him. I think if I'm not mistaken, Gary Thorne is still doing baseball. I think he is, at least as far as I can recall, I could be wrong. This may have changed, but he was doing games for the Baltimore Orioles. Christian chiming in. Thanks for hanging out tonight, Christian. Let's go Avs. Beat the Lightning. Go up 3-0 in the series. Avalanche chiming in here. 7-0. Can you imagine if they did that again? And yeah, Brendan, you missed it there. That goal was called back for offside. The puck came outside of the blue line, like just by like a quarter of an inch. And so they got the goal called off so far. I am glad though that this game is 0-0 right now because it makes for a much more interesting game than game number 2. That's for sure. Where it was just kind of a blowout from the get go. So again, thanks for hanging out with me tonight here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. If you are watching us and you have not already subscribed, you can subscribe to the channel, and that way you can go in and enter the chat. And you can comment along with us during the stream. You can also, I know we were working on the super chats and whatnot. I don't know if those are back working tonight, so we apologize for that. But yeah, all this, of course, brought to you by our good friends at DraftKings Sportsbook. You can use that promo code THPN. You see it at the bottom of the screen there, and you can sign up and get a bunch of deals, and you can bet on the Stanley Cup Final if you are in a state where it's legal, like myself in Arizona, where it's legal. Thank goodness. Hallelujah. Made a bunch of money over the last few months. Oh, we got some chirping going on. Some chirping already. Colorado sports fans, how them Rockies doing? 30-37 and dead last in the NL West. Here's the thing, Jack. Why would they? At this point, it doesn't matter. They got the Avalanche 2 wins away from a Stanley Cup that they're likely going to win. So it doesn't matter. Who cares? The Rockies haven't been good in like 10 years. This is true. The Angels went on a shit streak there, and but again, it doesn't matter. Like if you're an Avalanche fan, are you watching the Rockies and or caring about the Rockies or the Broncos right now? Fuck no, you're not. Absolutely not. Are you? Wait. Okay, so you are. Yeah, Jack is a Raiders guy. Raiders guy says go Raiders. I love this. I love when you guys go after it in the chat. It makes me laugh. It's really funny. That's too funny. The Knights, where are they? Exactly. The Knights are at home. How do you make the freaking playoffs? Oh, do we have a goal, folks? Do we have another goal? Again, I'm behind. I'm behind on the stream. You're seeing 1-0 on Flash Score. Colorado's on their power play now. So, again, my stream is behind, so my apologies. So, yes, it looks like we did get a goal. Nathan saying, yes. Woo. We did get a goal. Okay, so here we go, folks. This is my favorite part of these streams, where I am like 90 seconds to 2 minutes behind. So I have so I can't see what's happening here. Oh boy. That's a good goal right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's Mikko Rantanen, if I'm not mistaken. Landeskog was in there as well, cleaning up the dirt. Landeskog going to get credit for the goal there. Say, oh, y'all are asking for goalie interference on this one. Let's take a look at this again, because there's a scrum. Oh, that's actually a really good case for goalie interference. He did get pushed in a little bit, but Landeskog was in the crease, and Vasilevsky had no play on the puck. Like there was no chance there. The argument that the Avalanche have is that he was kind of pushed in a little bit, but yeah, it's going to stand. No challenge from Tampa, because they obviously used their challenge earlier, so they're not going to take a look at that. And it's 1-0 Colorado on the power play on the goal from Gabe Landeskog. Just ridiculous how good the Avalanche power play is. It's just literally just a thing of beauty, an absolute thing of freaking beauty. I'm shocked But the Avalanche are the better team here this evening again. Although if you're Vasilevsky now, like, or Tampa, like I said prior to the stream, I didn't think Vasilevsky was going to be this bad. And he is now given up. He had the goal there against Valentin Shchushkin that was eventually called back. He had this goal right here, which, in my opinion, at least should have been looked at for goalie interference. Just tough calling for Andrei Vasilevsky, who is one of the best goalies in the league for the last several seasons. Let's see what we got going here. Sean chiming in saying there was nothing to look at, Jacob, when looking at that goalie interference call. And again, Sean, do you think that was because Landeskog was kind of pushed into the crease? To me, that's the best argument there was there for not having that goal called back, was that he got pushed in a little bit. And so that's why the contact was made. But like, they didn't even look at it. They didn't even go to, which is kind of wild. Jeez. There's nothing funnier than Knights fans and Avalanche fans going at it. It's so funny. I'm gonna let you hit him back. Avalanche fans in the chat, hit Jacob back. Do it. I don't think they're the dumbest fans ever. There are some other options around the league where that would be the case. Shannon saying enjoying the delay. That's the thing that sucks. Like, I'm watching on Hulu. I was like, I'm actually gonna try a little. Oh no, I can't do that either because I don't have a thing. I'm watching on Hulu TV. So when I'm watching on Hulu TV, everything gets delayed by about a minute and a half or so. So in a way, doing this stream kind of spoils it for me because I know there's a goal coming before it happens, which is half the fun of hockey anyway. But let's see what else we got here. Vegas fans live in all's heads rent free. You know what's funny? I actually wouldn't disagree with that too much, because of how many people were so excited when the Golden Knights did not make the playoffs. Like, for whatever reason, the Golden Knights have a lot of haters, including among the Coyotes fan base too. I see it all the time where like Coyotes fans aren't big fans of Knights fans, and it's really funny. I don't have anything to hate against on the Knights. They're a great team, good city. Can't wait to go to a game there in Vegas to see the Coyotes play. I haven't had a chance to make that happen quite yet. And they're at a break in the action here in the first period of play in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. And shockingly, the Avalanche are in the lead at the moment. With about 7 minutes or so left to go in this first period of play. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, everybody. I do appreciate it. My name is Richie Suave Flores. I host Sporting with Corey and Richie on the Hockey Podcast Network, and that's why I'm hanging out with you guys tonight, watching game number 3 of the Stanley Cup Final, as Tampa Bay is going to get their second power play of the evening. I do not remember what the call was. There's Darcy Kipper getting some help from his defense in the crease there. What's y'all's favorite jersey? Talking about NHL wide? NHL wide? I don't have one with me, but it's the Kachina. It's the Kachina jersey, 100%. And it's not even close. I'm glad the Coyotes brought those back. The St. Louis reverse retros, those are pretty dope too. I like those. Jacob is asking if he wants to come on and have some words to say. Here's the thing. I don't think, I don't know if Isha and Dylan would let me do that. I don't think Isha and Dylan would let me do that. So you could just have that in the chat for now, and I will be your conduit. Avionics saying the Canucks reverse retro. I'm excited for the reverse retros to return next year because I think, as far as I know, they are coming back next year in a different form. They're not going to be the exact same jerseys as prior, but they're going to be like an updated version of those. And I think they're coming, as far as I know, from what I've read and understand, they will be making a comeback next season, which is pretty dope. Saying the Vegas reverse retro, the red one. I actually like that one. Nathan saying the Avs 2020 Stadium Series jersey. Were those the ones that had like the white on the bottom? Oh, we have a goal. It's 1-1, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I'm a bit behind. So give me like 90 seconds here and I will explain to you what happened on the goal. Darcy, buddy, what are you doing? Darcy. Man, I don't know what Darcy Kipper was doing there. That was Sorelli, right? He didn't even get good wood on that. It was like a knuckle puck. And it snuck through Kipper's leg somehow. I'm watching a replay here. Yeah, he tried to kind of go back to his forehand and he kind of lost the puck. Or yeah, he tried to kind of go across the crease and make a move and he lost control of it and it still got between Darcy Kemper's legs. And so it's 1-1 here in the first period. Coming just after the Vegas power play. Tampa out shooting Colorado in this game 10-7 for what it's worth. But yeah, what a bad goal from Darcy Kemper. Man, I love Darcy Kemper, but I got to tell you, like sometimes he'll give up stuff like that. It's really annoying. Darcy Kemper is a very emotional player too. I'm sure a lot of you Avalanche fans have seen that by now. Like if you can get under his skin, and when that happens, he'll kind of fall apart a little bit. But when he's good, he's great. And should have been nominated for the Vezina a couple years ago when he was with the Coyotes. All right, let's see what else we got here. Darcy got exposed. Yes, he did. That was terrible. Weak ass goal. Very angry about that. Gene saying we got a barn burner on our hands. We do now, don't we? I told y'all before the stream started that I thought the Lightning were going to come back and win this game. And they're certainly showing up with better fight tonight than they did in game 2. This is kind of shaping up a lot like game 1. And that's kind of what we're seeing, right? We're seeing it might even a little bit more back and forth than it was in game 1, where Colorado really dominated from pretty much the entire game. And that's not the case here. Like it's a little bit more back and forth going here with Tampa Bay leading in shots on goal. And so, yeah, I'm glad I chose to do this game instead of game 2, because game 2 would have been a mess. So they're showing a replay again. God, that's wide open garage door, 5-hole. Ugh, man, poor Darcy. I feel bad for him. Let's see what else we got here. You should chime in saying he's taking the Bolts to win 4-1. Hey, if Darcy Kipper keeps giving up goals like that, they may actually happen. But you never know. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that could happen, but you never know. Let's see what else we got here. We got Denal chiming in. The announcements for the logos for the Winter Classic in Boston between the Bruins and Penguins. All-Star game for the Panthers. Stadium Series between the Hurricanes and Capitals. I have not seen the logos yet. I don't know if they've been released. I think the Winter Classic has. I don't know about the others, but that would be cool. I actually saw a news story in the last couple of days where the NHL is going to discuss the possibility about playing a Stadium Series game in Mexico, which would be freaking dope. That game would allegedly involve the Coyotes, which would be really, really cool and expand the sport into places it hasn't been before. So that'd be awesome. I'm also a big fan of, I've said this for years. I think it'd be really cool for a Stadium Series game to happen here in Arizona. I doubt it's going to happen anytime soon, but you never know. Let's see what else we got here. Gene chiming in saying, is that your mom's favorite player was Peter Forsberg back in the day? That's too funny. There was a player with the Coyotes and multiple other teams several years ago. His name was Taylor Pyatt. And I cannot tell you how many of my female friends at the time and how many people I would talk to at Coyotes games that would just like blush over Taylor Pyatt every time he showed up. Former Coyote. Jacob saying Montreal's playing 3 preseason games in New Brunswick and Newfoundland. Yeah, see, so go to new places, man. Why not? NFL does it. NHL doing it too would be awesome. So I have no idea like what the timeline is. Oh, we have another goal. The Lightning have taken the lead, ladies and gentlemen. According to Flash Score, at least, they've taken the lead in this hockey game. Again, I'm behind by like 90 seconds. So we'll get to it here in just a second. Shannon, 7-0. Definitely not in this game. This game, the Lightning have come to play. And they're probably going to get their, what I believe is their first lead in this series, right? Please correct me if I'm wrong, chat. But I think this is the first time the Lightning have actually led in this series. So let's see what happens here. Oh, bad turnover. Can't do that on your offensive blue line. Oh my goodness. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. That was such a good goal. Turn the puck over at your own offensive blue line, the Avalanche do. And then you just let Steven Stamkos and Andre Palat go to work. What a goal. Great goal. I'm going to watch the replay again here because I want to see this give and go a little bit here. This give and go. Just whoop, whoop. Andre Palat gives Tampa the lead. 2-1. Isha, your prediction. Hey, right now. And like, I mentioned this just a minute ago, but like, this is kind of how I saw this game going. Darcy was there, but he kind of went down into a crunch there a little bit. And so he left the top part of the net open. But yeah, Isha, when you said 4-1 just a moment ago, I thought you were crazy. But it looks like the Lightning have got it going now. They've got it going. They figured it out. And they had the lead for the first time in this series. Nathan chiming in saying another game 1. Maybe some overtime coming up. You never know. But like I don't know, like talking to you guys a little bit before puck drop started, some of you kind of had the same feeling, which is like this series was definitely not over, that Tampa would come back and at least show up with a fight. And that's what they're doing here this evening, which is awesome because I really want to see more of this series. I was so excited for the series going in. And game 1 was everything it was cracked up to be. It was a great game. And like I said, we're going to get a great game here too. Darcy Kemper making the save there. Gene chiming in saying Avs got to shut the crowd up real quick. I agree, right? We've seen how quickly they can answer and how quickly they can score. But you're right. Like, momentum. I don't know if any of you guys believe in momentum in these games or within series. But again, I have the audio muted on my TV, so I can't hear how loud it is there in Tampa. But you're probably right, Gene. It's probably popping right now. And if the Avalanche were to get this game tied again at 2, and you shut that place up, then you start to get your sea legs underneath you a little bit. Avalanche have not lost on the road this postseason, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're 7-0 heading into this game on the road. They're losing tonight, though, unfortunately. Oh, we got Patricia joining us here. Hello, welcome to the chat. Good to see ya. Right, yeah, Nick Paul seems to be here. Yeah, he was kind of going down the bench there a little bit. Ooh, yeah, that didn't look fun. Take a little flyer into the boards a little bit there. Lightning backup goalie might be good. Who knows? Brian Elliott is the backup for Tampa, right? If I'm not crazy. I feel like having Brian Elliott play in a Stanley Cup final at he's what, 30, over 35. Probably not the smartest idea in the world, to be honest. Remember when Tampa was down 0-2 to the New York Rangers and came back and 1-6? That's kind of what I was like saying. I think I said this on Twitter a little bit. I was talking to somebody the other day who I was watching game 2 with. And I was like, the series is not over. Tampa proved it's not over because they did it in the conference final. So a couple of nice stops there by Vasilevsky. Jacob chiming in saying Vasilevsky keeps playing like this and you can say 3-peat. Certainly probably the biggest key, right, for Tampa. You can go back to game 1 and watch, and he started off shaky in that first period, but in the second and third period, he was ridiculous, and he was a big reason why the Lightning gave themselves a chance to win game 1, because he started to get it going. But yeah, if he finds his Vezina level, his Conn Smythe level again, good luck, Colorado. Because we all know that's the end all be all in the playoffs and in the Stanley Cup Final is your goaltending. And Darcy Kemper giving up 2 goals on 12 shots. It's been weak tonight for Darcy. Been a little weak. And that's the thing, is like back in game 2, Darcy was never tested, so he got the shutout. But now he's being tested with some really good scoring chances and some really good opportunities. Where we kind of seen some lapses in the Colorado defense too, and in their blue line, and that turnover that turned into the second goal. See what else we got here. Is that saying I really have a tough time reading the flash score sometimes. Is that what you're talking about, Nathan? Is on flash score, is it saying that? Because it's flash score is kind of screwy. It's mostly just so you guys can see the statistics and the score. So my apologies if it's behind. My apologies. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, chat. I appreciate it. All of the best. I enjoy doing these things because of you. You guys are awesome. You guys are funny. I love it. I love when you guys can make me laugh. That is very much appreciate the ability to laugh while we're all in the room together watching this game. With a minute and a half to go in the first period, which has flown by, to be honest. I was like, feel like this game just started. And we're already nearing the first intermission of this hockey game where Tampa leads 2-1. In game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Donnell chiming in. 4 straight sweeps in the finals in the mid-90s, 95, 96, 97, and 98. Speaking of which, the Red Wings, this came to my, I just had this pop into my head, which ESPN's doing this documentary series about the rivalry between the Avalanche and the Red Wings back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Are any of you guys excited to watch that? I wasn't a hockey fan at that particular time in my life. So I wasn't, I didn't really have any stake in that particular rivalry at all back in the day. But I'll still watch it. Right? It looks really cool. Get a little insight into the history of the NHL, because I didn't become a fan until probably 2009, 2010, around there somewhere. Less than a minute to go here in the first period of play. In fact, we have gone to intermission. And the Tampa Bay Lightning lead the Avalanche 2-1 here in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Ramon said not a fan of ESPN. Yeah. When I was a kid, and I'm sure a lot of you as well who are around my same age, like back in the mid-90s, ESPN and SportsCenter were like the shit. Like that's what I wanted to do. When I was a kid, I watched ESPN, I watched Stuart Scott and Dan Patrick. I was like, I want to do what they're doing. And instead, I'm here talking to you guys. That's how things go. Let's see what else we got here before we take a little break. Jacob saying the one doc I want to see when it comes out is the Black Mamba doc, because it's about my goat Kobe Bean Bryant. Is there one on its way? Because yeah, that would be really cool to see. I know ESPN has a Derek Jeter one lined up. If any of you are Yankees fans in the chat, cool, but like I could care less about Derek Jeter. My lasting image of Derek Jeter is watching Luis Gonzalez hit a ball over his head to win the World Series. Terrific. All right, everybody. We're at the first intermission break here, and the Lightning lead 2-1 as they try to get themselves back in this Stanley Cup Final series, as they are down 0-2 entering Game 3. So I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to get some water in me. I've been going at this for about an hour now. And like I said, doing it solo was really tough. A lot of talking. I'll still have my voice by the end of the show, I promise. But we will be back in a moment to continue this Stanley Cup Final game number 3 watch along. Lightning lead it 2-1.
All right, team, time to bet NFL games. Confidence.
I'm feeling a parlay with more legs than a spider.
So 9 legs?
Roll the dice, baby.
Indecision?
We pick one home favorite. I abstain.
You can't abstain.
Boring! 6-leg parlay, 2 home dogs, all hitting the over. Boom!
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and feel the NFL action like never before.
Back at it here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. The chat has broken into an absolute chaos. Just got back and sit down here, and I'm looking at the chat again. Y'all are arguing about Kobe Bryant. Oh, chat, never change. Y'all are beautiful. All right. It is game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. Charles Barkley just showed up on ESPN. I love this. I can't listen, obviously, but nice job getting Charles on the ESPN broadcast. ESPN. Sign up with DraftKings using the promo code THPN. My name is Richie Suave Flores. I host Sporty with Corey and Richie here on the Hockey Podcast Network. We talk about the Arizona Coyotes. Very excited for the draft coming up in a couple weeks. Coyotes have 7 picks in the first 2 rounds of the NHL draft. Hoping to get Logan Cooley at number 3 overall. But again, we are 2 weeks away. Let's go back, take a look at some of your chit chat here. Let's go back to Donnell talking about the Red Wings Avalanche rivalry of the 90s. Was the best rivalry back in the day. It was bonkers. Maybe I will check it out on ESPN. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a series or just a 1-hour thing special, but yeah, I've seen a couple teasers on Twitter. Looks really cool. Ramon saying Derek Jeter is overrated. I don't know if he was. I think he's ionized, not ionized. He's idolized by a lot of people. I think he had a great career, but to turn him into one of the greatest players of all time, just not my jive. I've never gotten into the Derek Jeter love. Great player, but he's not not the end all be all. So I will not be watching the Derek Jeter documentary, which is why Ramon brought that up. Patricia weighing in saying I loved Kobe and the Lakers. I'm from Arizona, so I hate LA, the Lakers at least, and the Kings for that matter. Patricia also saying never liked Derek Jeter either. Comes out in August. Is that talking about the... Are you talking about the Kobe Bryant documentary, Jacob? I'm assuming is what you're referring to there. Because you were the one that brought that up. So let's see what else we got here. That's probably the everlasting image. Patrick Waugh coming out of goal to fight of that rivalry. I wish we got more goalie fights in the NHL. That'd be awesome. Last one, I don't 100% recall the last one off the top of my head. I know Jordan Bennington's gone into it a couple times. It's probably the closest we've come. Mike Smith's come close a couple times. Talking about we got some baseball fans in the house between the Brewers and the Cardinals. Jacob saying, if you don't like Kobe, what the heck is wrong with you? I will say this, Jacob, referring to Kobe Bryant. When he was still playing, me being a Suns fan, I hated Kobe Bryant. I hated watching him. I didn't like him. And I couldn't stand him. And I wish I would have appreciated him more watching him play and beating the Suns in the playoffs on a consistent basis. Because after we lost him a couple of years ago, you start to look back on his career. It's like, yeah, he's one of the greatest to ever do it for a reason. And he was headed into a really great place, in his life, his post-basketball life, with what he was trying to do. Dude won an Oscar, right? Had a beautiful family. Beautiful daughter. And so I came around to appreciating Kobe Bryant as a basketball player and as a human being as well. Lauren chiming in saying my Ducks will win the cup before the Avalanche. I don't know about that. You can probably get great odds on that, though. Lauren, if you really believe that's going to be the case, you can go on DraftKings Sportsbook. And you can put money on the Lightning to win the series. Because I'm assuming you can get plus money on them right now. That's for sure. What else we got here? Still people arguing about Kobe Bryant. Nathan saying Ducks kind of suck. They actually had a decent season. They got some good young players on that roster. I'm excited to see them develop over the next couple seasons. I'm glad that the Coyotes are out of the Pacific Division for that reason. Because the Pacific Division up and coming. You got the Kings up and coming. You got the Ducks up and coming. I'm glad the Coyotes are going to be a part of that. And they're into the Central now, which outside the Avalanche, much easier road ahead in terms of your matchups going forward. Let's see what else we got here. Sean chiming in saying Magic, Shaquille, and Jerry West are all better people than Kobe Bryant that were on the Lakers. Jerry West is the logo for a reason. So I guess you can't disagree with that. Donnell saying Charles Barkley loves the NHL. He did even say that on the NHL playoffs is better than the NBA playoffs, but also Snoop Dogg and Shaq also love the NHL too. Snoop Dogg showed up at Kings games all the time. That's awesome. And that's really cool. Like the fact that Charles Barkley can be an ambassador for your sport. I wish the NHL would take better advantage of that. Because Charles Barkley is one of the few sports media people that when he talks, most of the time people listen. And so I would hope the NHL does more with Charles Barkley. Nathan saying, can they bring back the duck goalie mask? You're talking about like the Wild Wing? That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Let's see what else we got here. I've seen some other people say the same thing too, Jacob, about making Kobe the NBA logo. And you know what? I'd be okay with that. Because you walk up to anybody under the age of, say, 35, and they go, hey, do you know who Jerry West is? They probably got no clue, unless you're like a big-time NBA fan. You walk up to somebody under 35 and say, hey, do you know who Kobe Bryant is? First thing they do, Kobe. I think they should do it. Jerry West is an old relic. And if anybody watched the HBO series Winning Time about the Showtime Lakers, Jerry West is incredible on that show. I think it's so funny that he's trying to sue HBO over it. I was like, dude, it's a fucking TV show. Get over yourself. You'll be fine. Let's see what else we got here. Welcome back, Gene. Good to have you back here. Hope you enjoyed your dinner. I'm going to be eating my dinner a little bit later. I don't know what I'm going to eat. We'll figure it out. Brandon saying Avs fans are actually good fans, but you guys just hate them because of Kadri. Why would you dislike Nazem Kadri? Look, he's had his run-ins in the past, being a little bit of a dirty player. But other than that, he's a good player. What else we got? Isha's correct. If you're joining us and you haven't already, you can like the video, subscribe to the channel. As we are still in the first intermission here of this game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final with Tampa Bay leading 2-1. Isha chiming back in saying the best experience in a hockey town I've had was Minnesota. They call it the state of hockey for a reason. So, Ramon chiming in saying NBA is super boring for NCAA. I disagree with that. I'm not a big college sports guy in general, to be honest, anymore. Maybe it's because ASU is so bad, my Sun Devils. But I prefer the NBA. Maybe because the Suns are better. Like the Suns are really good now, so but I watch more NBA than I have anything recently. Isha also saying 80s, 90s NBA was where it's at. Bad Boys Pistons. Lakers Celtics. They don't make him like that anymore, that's for sure. Jordan Bulls. That's the one thing that like most sports are missing now is like really good freaking rivalries. Really, really good rivalries. And I'm curious because I find it to be this way. There's not very many massive sports rivalries anymore like there used to be. You have your classic rivalries, like your classic original 6 rivalries in the NHL, right? You have your Yankees Red Sox. But I feel like, for me at least, like those just don't connect to me at all in any way, shape, or form. So, you know, we all Lakers Celtics, like I was mentioning there. And then so yeah, like the Pistons and the Bulls, the bad boy Pistons and the Chicago Bulls, like that was legit. Those two teams hated each other. And we just don't get that anymore. We don't get two teams that absolutely hate each other. Happens in college a little bit more, right? I think. I went to ASU. I hate the U of A. It's the one team I always hope they get their shit kicked in at every step of the way. It's University of Arizona, basketball, baseball, softball, whatever it may be. But we just don't get that anymore in sports. We don't get two teams that really, really freaking hate each other. And it's a detriment to not only the NHL, but to pretty much every other professional sports league. If you don't have any rivalries to like sink your teeth into on a national level, it's kind of tough to be attached a lot of times. Getting closer to the start of the second period here in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Sean saying, Jacob, maybe look into stats again before you say Jerry West was worse than Kobe. Again, that's a generational divide. Because I hate to take this tact, but this is what I'm going to say anyway. Like, trying to compare players across generations is always fun for us to do as fans. But you almost can't compare them, especially when you're looking at statistics, because of how much games change over the course of the decades. So it's like, all right, well, who was the better basketball player, Jerry West or Kobe Bryant? Jerry West was great during his time. Kobe was great during his time. It's like, I don't know if we necessarily need to pick who's better. If I'm picking it, I'd probably take Kobe Bryant over Jerry West. Kobe Bryant won more titles than Jerry West. He also had some help along the way too, but Lakers and Boston, Pistons versus Bulls were probably the best matchups. Exactly. Like those rivalries in the 80s and 90s are like unmatched. You just do not get that anymore. Do not get that anymore. Again, I'm too young to have like appreciated that rivalry as much. And the same thing with the Bulls and Pistons too. Like I was too young for that. I was born in 1991, in case you guys were wondering. So I didn't really start really paying attention to sports until I was, kindergarten, 6 years old, et cetera, et cetera. So I grew up like watching Jordan's Bulls. I had a poster of Jordan's Bulls in my bedroom when I was a kid. Ramon saying opposing players chit chat too much during games. That's the thing. Yeah, they don't hate each other anymore. We're like buddies, especially in the NBA. Like everybody's buddy in the NBA. And so you don't get that immense hatred that you would have like got from like your Larry Birds and your Magic Johnsons, right? Like you don't get that anymore. And Ramon, that's kind of my point. Yeah, it's impossible. We'd love to do it, and it creates great bar conversation, but it's almost impossible to do that. Comparing numbers, at least, especially when you never saw a player play. Like I was just mentioning, I really didn't see Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, obviously Jerry West and others play. So I can't speak to how good they were other than looking at their numbers and listening to what other people who watch them play say. Second period about to get underway. And it is indeed underway here in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. I'm 31. I look good for 31. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. I get that often from a lot of people. Every time every time I ask people like, hey, how old do you think I am? Most of the time what I'll get is like 25. Like, thank you. No, I'm older than that. But yeah, I'm in my 30s now. As much as I dislike to say that. But whoever wins the cup deserves it. I agree. This is the case most years, to be honest. But I think, actually, to kind of get deeper into your point here, sometimes championships do not go to the best team. For example, go to the NBA. Who had the two best records in the NBA this year? Or at least who were your one seeds in the Eastern and Western Conference? The Phoenix Suns were out in the second round this year, for fuck's sakes. You know, they had 64 wins and they lost in the second round. The Miami Heat were the one seed in the Eastern Conference. The Milwaukee Bucks were the defending champions. Gone. And the Golden State Warriors ended up winning the championship this year. So let's see. Who else we got here? Back to hockey indeed. Yes. Second period is underway. Here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. As the Lightning lead it 2-1 after a goal from Andre Palat in the first period that came just after one of their power plays expired. Early chance there. Darcy Kemper makes a save, and we have a goal again, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I'm behind, folks. So what you're seeing on Flash Score is a goal at 6:29. Let's see. I'm going to time how long it takes now to get to this goal. Where's my timer? There it is. Time. Oh, that's not what I want. Okay. Clock. Hell, screw it. All right. 3-1 Lightning. Again, I'm behind. I'm going to check this goal out here on the when I see it for the first time. I hate the fact that I'm delayed, man. This sucks. Let's see what happens. Oh, that was a... Oh, my God. That was one of the worst freaking turnovers I've ever seen. Trying to cycle the puck in your own zone from Colorado did not pay off. Man, I got to tell you, Darcy Kemper giving up 3 goals is not great. But, like, his defense is not helping him out. This is like flashbacks to his Arizona days when his defenseman would turn the puck over all the time. Like, what are you trying to do there? It's like he got crossed up with Darren Helm trying to cycle the puck. And it's Nick Paul who gets the goal there. And so it's 3-1 Lightning. Isha, my man, who came into the chat when it was 1-1 and said the final score would be 4-1. Hey, you're looking up right now. Colorado in one right now, ladies and gentlemen. They're down 2 goals. How do they respond now? We saw how Tampa Bay responded back in game 1 when they were down 2 goals. They were able to respond. They came back to tie the game, got into overtime. Game 2, Tampa could not respond. They laid down and pretty much were just like, all right, cool. We'll take this one back home. So this is kind of now, this is your championship cup check here. If you ask me. This is the first time that the Avalanche are getting tested. They've never been in this situation before where the Lightning have been. Okay? The Lightning know what they need to do to win a championship. The Avalanche do not. So to me, this is going to tell me, do the Avalanche have enough to win this Stanley Cup? Because when you're down 2 goals like this on the road, it's tough. But if you're truly the better team and truly have better talent, you'll be able to make a game from this. You'll be able to get back in the game. And so I think this could be a true test. The rest of this game, the last, 35 plus minutes of this game, is a test of the mettle of the Avalanche here. We don't need to see the Lightning tested. We know they can win Stanley Cups, right? Can the Avalanche? That's the big question here. That's what they're facing. Because if the Lightning get back into the series, they win this game. It's 2-1 now. And maybe the Avalanche missed their chance. Because I've said this a lot of times too, where a lot of times in playoff series in general, series don't really start until a road team wins because you're expected to win at home, right? You take care of business at home. That's what you do. But when you go and win on the road, that's a different thing entirely. And yeah, this is the craziest thing to me about tonight's game that I've noticed is the Avalanche were so good in the first two games. At any time the Lightning would get the puck in the offensive zone, in the Colorado zone, Colorado was on the puck immediately, showing off their speed, and that puck was out of the zone really quickly. That's not been the case tonight. 2 goals for the Avs tonight off of turnovers. That second goal that gave the Lightning the lead was off a Lightning turnover on their offensive blue line. And then you saw the misplaced cycle going on. Ooh, baby, there was a chance by Colorado. Had an open net, and Vasilevsky was able to get back across and make the stop to keep this game 3-1. But yeah, the turnovers tonight from the Avalanche, man, I don't know what's going on. Like, poor Darcy Kemper just getting left out to dry by his defense tonight. Let's see what else we got going on here. Yeah, that was pretty good save. I don't know who it was that took the shot there, but they didn't get a full. They were able to get the full wood behind it, to use that term. And so it's kind of a weak puck. Got a penalty coming up here, and I believe we're gonna get a power play to the Avalanche. And we know how deadly the Avalanche power play is. Second power play of the game, if I'm not mistaken, for the Avalanche this evening. And they cashed in on their first try. So this is the chance for Colorado to get back in this game. I freaking love watching this Avalanche power play, man. Like, I don't know how you are able to stop the amount of talent out there right now. And there you go. Right off the bat, pretty much. It's 3-2. The Avalanche convert on their power play. And here we go again, folks. I have to wait for my stream to catch up here. So, deadly power play. They are now 5 for 9 on the power play here in the Stanley Cup Final. And again, I'm behind a little bit, so I'm catching up to what the action here to see how the Avalanche got this goal. Again, kind of what I was talking about. You go down 3-1 on the road, this is your cup check, and the Avalanche answered. I believe somebody in the chat was asking earlier, like, about kind of, there's a goal from the point. There you go. Ooh, I don't think that was deflected at all. That was just straight off the stick of the captain, Gabe Landeskog. And it's 3-2 here in the second period with 15 minutes to play. Got a good one tonight, folks. ESPN going to show the replay here. Beautiful zone entry. I don't know what that looks like as a Coyotes fan. They don't know how to enter a zone. Just easy peasy for Landeskog there. From near the circle, and gets it past Vasilevsky to make it 3-2. Don't blow this, Tampa. Stay off the power. Stay off the PK. If Tampa stays out of the box in this game, they win. In my opinion, right? Because the 5-on-5 play has been pretty even, seemingly. And Colorado has both of their goals on the power play tonight. So I would say that if Tampa can stay out of the box, they should be able to pull this one out. But they do need another goal. Somebody else, I saw somebody else in the chat that say, Sean saying Kimber don't let any more in. Yeah, he can't. If the Avalanche want to get back in this game, they can't give up another goal. It's got to keep this game at 3 if you're the Avalanche. That is for sure. Isha is wrong. Sorry, Isha. It was not 4-1. You lost. Brandon chiming in saying Bolts are going to blow it. I can see it coming. I said the way that happens to me is if Colorado gets more power play opportunities. Because at this point, they're 5 of 9 on the power play in the Stanley Cup final. It's almost a given they're going to score in the power play. Right? But if you keep it 5-on-5, maybe, just maybe, Tampa Bay is a little bit better tonight, 5-on-5. Lee chiming in. Grand Prairie, Alberta, Canada. Yeah. Is this the third period? Nope. Plenty of time to score 7 goals. We've seen it before, right? I believe it was the last time I did one of these streams was during the Western Conference final. And we went into the third period, and I believe it was like 2-2 or something. Or 2-1, Edmonton, something like that. And in the third period, there was like 4 goals scored in the third period alone. And the game ended up like 6-5 in overtime. Isha, like and subscribe. That's right, everybody. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and do so. If you do, you can participate in our chat. So we appreciate all of you who are doing that. Look at that. Shannon following directions. Like that. Sean following directions. I feel like a teacher. Like, hey, you better do this. Kids, you're going to get in trouble. And the fact that some of you are actually listening to me and doing that, I appreciate that. Gene saying, has anybody watched Letterkenny? I have not seen Letterkenny. However, if I'm not mistaken, Shoresy is a spinoff of Letterkenny. And Shoresy is hilarious. If anybody hasn't seen it, it's on Hulu here in the United States. And it's literally 6 episodes of the main character and the other characters literally just chirping each other for like 6 straight episodes. If you're a hockey fan and you want to come up with some good chirps for your beer league games, go and give Shoresy a watch. Go and give Shoresy a watch. It's pretty funny. Nathan, you listened as well. Appreciate you, Nathan. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ramon liking the stream. Appreciate you, Ramon. So we get noticed, I think, right? If you like it, then it shows up in more people's like things and more people will tune in. But that kind of like gives me a little anxiety a little bit. I'm like, oh crap, we have too many people watching. I remember when I did the draft lottery stream, we had like 150 people watching at a time. Very stressful, very stressful. And the Coyotes even get the first overall pick, so it made it even worse. Beast Ninja chime in asking where Neil is. Neil's off tonight. He works hard at these. Neil is a workhorse, man. I tell you, he would do like 3 or 4 of these a week by himself, which is insane. I'm doing this on my own tonight. I'm like, whoo-wee. I'm already getting tired. So Neil is off tonight. Might be back for a future game in the Stanley Cup final here. So, Beast, if you were tuning in looking for Neil, you get me instead. So sorry. My apologies. Couldn't have more different personalities between Neil and myself. Isha, who does all these streams too. Like, I think it's funny anytime any of the 3 of us do it. Like, all of us do this completely in different manners and different ways. I like to think of this as how I approach these things is we're watching this at a bar. We're drinking, right? I'm not drinking tonight. I'm drinking water, just so you know. And we're just chit-chatting about whatever comes to our mind. So we don't necessarily need to talk about hockey. We were doing that during the intermission a little bit, talking a little basketball. And that's why you're here, chat, is to help me out and co-host this game with me tonight. 3-2, Tampa Bay leads it. Game 3 of the Stanley Cup final right here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. 13 minutes to go here in the second period of play. Let's see what else we got here in the chat. Sean's saying Neil's play-by-play is just on a different level. That's the thing. It's like, I don't really like doing play-by-play, at least on these streams. And we have a goal. The Lightning. Chat, you nailed it. You're right. Another 5-on-5 goal coming Tampa's way here. Dude, I don't know what Colorado is doing different defensively here tonight, but I feel like they're just rolling around in their own zone without much direction tonight, where in the first two games they were so incredible at clearing their own zone. So let's see how Tampa gets this fourth goal. I'm a little bit delayed here, so my apologies. Oh, dear God. Steven Stamkos, the captain, gives Tampa a 4-2 lead at home. With 12:08 to go in the second period. Again, Colorado, what are you doing defensively tonight? Like, just leaving Darcy out to freaking dry. What are you doing? Letting Steven Stamkos get himself wide open in the slot. That's going to be an easy goal every time. There wasn't anybody near him. I think it's the past Darcy. 4-2. Tampa Bay. I think a lot of people were right. People in the chat a little bit earlier, you nailed it. Who saying Darcy can't give up a fourth goal. I was kind of talking about that. Like, I think this game's over. Tampa's going to win this game. I know that's going out on a limb now. I thought maybe Colorado had a chance to get themselves back in this game. But now I don't know if they do. This is crazy. This game's only halfway over. But Tampa's playing like champions tonight. They're playing like champions. Colorado's getting a taste of what it's like to play Stanley Cup playoff final hockey right now. Let's see what else we got here. Still plenty of time left. That's what I was saying. It's like, I feel like this game is like been going on for a while now. And we're only halfway through the game. Maybe it's because it's just me yip yapping. And so like the actual game goes by slower when it's just me. Corey Perry getting a nasty check into the boards there, going down in a heap, and they're going to still keep playing. But yeah, it's crazy. We're only halfway through this game, so the Avalanche have plenty of time to get back in this game. But like I was saying, if they want to do that, they have to draw penalties, which means they have to possess the puck, which I feel like they haven't been doing as much tonight as they have in the past. Make it 5-2 so we can make McKinnon cry. That'd be really funny. That'd be funny. All right, let's see what else we got here. The game is over when the Bolts score the fifth and final goal. Who was it? I don't remember who it was. Was it you, Jacob? Maybe it was somebody else. They predicted 5-3. I don't remember exactly who it was, but if you're still with me and you predicted 5-3, you're looking pretty decent. Ooh, that does not look good. No penalty on that either. Oh, we are going to get some penalties. Okay. Again, I don't have my audio on, so I'm not 100% sure what the calls are here. Oh, why is Corey Perry going after Darcy? What is he doing? Jesus. That's so funny. 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. Here we go. Not quite a power play, but maybe advantageous for Colorado to go 4-on-3 here. Jacob said 4-3 Tampa. Okay, so we're looking good there as well. I'm glad Avionics has seen Shorzy as well. I had somebody else tip me off to watch it. I was like, I don't know if I really want to watch it. I don't know if it's any good. It's ridiculous. It's just nonstop, like I said, nonstop chirps for 6 straight episodes. It's so good. It's so good. Sean Chapman saying that's a clean hit. Yeah, I tend to agree. I think it was just unfortunate how Corey Perry kind of lost his edge a little bit, and so he went down a little bit awkwardly. I think that's why that happened there. Luke chiming in. What's up, Luke? Welcome to the chat. He thinks there could be a comeback at play and saying the Avalanche come back to win 6-4. I hope that's the case because that would make this a lot more fun to do if we had a comeback like that. Wait, is this true? Okay, hang on. Jacob. First of all, hope you were using DraftKings. Promo code THPN. Second of all, you have to pay taxes on that, which sucks. And third of all, I don't believe you unless you show receipts. And if you really do have that much money, toss some my way too. We're all friends here, right? Now, Lauren, I appreciate this. Saying Josh Manson is Vontaze Burfict 2.0. This is a deep cut, ladies and gentlemen. If anybody gets this right, I don't have any prizes to give away or anything, but I'll figure it out. Does anybody know what college Vontaze Burfict went to? Was in the NFL for a long time. Dirty player. Very dirty player. Vontaze Burfict. Donations. From what I understand, I was asking Isha about this earlier. YouTube updated their like terms of service for channels like ours, and so donations hopefully coming back this week sometime. Hopefully coming back this week sometime. Because my original idea was to do this as like a charity stream, and have you guys donate to some charities. We can't do that, obviously. We have a winner, folks. Vontaze Burfict went to Arizona State. That is correct. That is correct. I remember watching him at ASU. Great player. Very dirty still at ASU. But I'm glad that he made it to the NFL. And it sucks that for the most part, Arizona State's one claim to fame in the NFL is Vontaze Burfict. Also, welcome to the stream, man. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you joining us here this evening and watching myself. I'm Richie, by the way. Thanks for hanging out with me this evening. Brendan saying Darcy Kemper asking to get into a fight. Okay, so I covered Darcy Kemper for a couple years here in Arizona. And my favorite thing about Darcy is you can easily get under his skin because it happened a couple times where he would get into it with guys and it would affect him, and it would affect him in a bad way. Like tonight where you saw him kind of Corey Perry getting after him a little bit. Anytime you see Darcy doing that, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign because anytime I saw it with the Coyotes, that's when he would have his bad games. When he starts getting into that. And I would love to see it. Vontaze Burfict did not go to Ole Miss, went to Arizona State. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, we have an accusatory here. Adam used Google 100%. He got that answer pretty quick. Granted, most of you are watching. Oh, we have a goal. It's 5-2, everybody. It is 5-2 Tampa. I'm behind on my stream, ladies and gentlemen, so we will get to this goal in just a moment. But man, I'm just laughing at everybody who said this series was over after 2 games. Because this series is not over, obviously. What a goal. My God. Is that Pat Maroon? What a goal, Pat Maroon. Just going hard. Hard to the net. Hard. On the backhand, going over the shoulder of Darcy Kemper, top shelf, where Mama hides the cookies. 5-2 Tampa Bay. I before the game, like I said, when somebody predicted the score would be 5-3, I was like, okay, that could happen. And the way I saw it happening was essentially the game would be pretty close for the most part. And then Tampa would pull away, get that fourth goal, and then they would get the Darcy Kemper. Golly, poor guy. Man, when he's bad, he's bad. And Darcy's coming out. Pablo Francouz coming into the game here. And so I did not see this happening. Did not see this happening. Especially when the Avalanche had the early lead in this game back in the first period. It's been all Tampa ever since. And now I said the game was pretty much over at 4-2. This is really over now. Colorado's not coming back in this game. There's still a lot of game left. Colorado might get a couple of goals and get a little bit closer, but man, I expected Tampa to come out looking better tonight. If you've been watching me all game long, I've had that. I was trying to tell you all along that would happen. But are we seeing what happened in the Eastern Conference Final 2.0, where Tampa gets on the board at home and they just start rolling, and Colorado blows this series? It could very well happen. Let's go back to the chat here. Avionics was just saying what I was just saying, which is a repeat of the Tampa Rangers series. Kind of feeling that way. Kind of feeling that way right now, right? Kind of feeling that way. Lauren, choke, Avs choke. It's a choke job tonight, that's for sure. Defense hasn't been good. Darcy Kemper giving up a couple weak goals. Avs need a goalie like Igor Shesterkin. You know, Darcy hasn't been the same player since he got hurt back earlier in the playoffs, right? When he took that stick to the eye and kind of messed with his vision a little bit. And I wonder if that's still affecting him. He had a concussion back in the conference final as well. And I wonder if that's still affecting him a little bit, because I mentioned this earlier in the stream too. And like in the first two games, he wasn't really tested at all, but he's been finally got tested tonight, and he did not step up to the challenge. He had a bad game. Granted, his defense didn't help him out too much, but again, he gave up a couple bad goals already. Let's see. Got your wish. Frankie's in. Pablo Francouz is in net for the Avalanche now. Vasi playing well. Yeah, he's made some that stop he made when it was 3-2, and where he had to kind of come back across the crease. Top notch. Top notch. Luke saying beat the Lightning. Not happening tonight, I don't think. Looks like we're going to get a game 5 back in Colorado. If this continues. Shots on goal tonight. Tampa leading 22-20. 6:54 left to go in this second period here. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. My name is Richie Suave Flores. Another big stop there by Vasilevsky. I host Sporty with Corey and Richie here on the Hockey Podcast Network. Talking about the Coyotes. Normally, talking about this game here this evening. Draft is coming up in 2 weeks. I'm excited. I'm excited for the draft this year. Coyotes have 3 first-round picks. Coming up in the draft. Let's see what else we got here. Lauren chiming in saying, once again, which she said earlier in the show, Ducks are winning a Stanley Cup before the Avs. Again, Lauren, if you truly believe that, you can go put money down on the Lightning to win this series at a pretty decent price, I'm assuming. Maybe not plus money, but pretty decent. Pretty decent. Brennan chiming in saying the Wild are winning a cup before the Avs. Got Kirill Kaprizov. Yes, let's go. The Yotes are winning a Stanley Cup before the Avs. You know, it'd be fun. We should just do every team. Why not? Have at it. Let's see. We have the Yotes so far. We've had the Wild and we've had the Ducks. So anybody else want to chime in? Pick your team. Jinx the Avalanche while you're on the way. Pat Maroon getting into it there. God, that'd be fucking wild. If the Coyotes won a Stanley Cup before the Avalanche. Considering earlier in this stream, we were talking about how the Avalanche could be the next big dynasty in the NHL. That'd be really funny. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, here we go. The Blue Jackets will win the Stanley Cup before the Avs. Keep it rolling, everybody. Keep it rolling. The St. Louis Blues are winning a cup before the Avs. Poor Avalanche fans, if you're still on the chat and haven't drank yourself to death already. I was hoping for a better game night. Really, it was good there for a bit, and then the Lightning blew it out of the water, 5-2. Dallas will win a Stanley Cup before the Avalanche. Have you ever thought the Lightning are Oompa Loompas? I don't think that's the case. Oompa Loompas they're purple, not blue. Sean, Dallas will win the Stanley Cup before the Avs. The New York Islanders winning a Stanley Cup before the Avs. Luke chiming in. I know you don't. Then I have a range. Are you going to win the Stanley Cup? And there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah. Vegas Golden Knights will win the Stanley Cup before the Avs. We have like 8 teams down. Got about 24 more to go. Yeah. Another prediction from Lauren coming out with the hot takes this evening, saying the Steelers are going to win the Super Bowl under a new head coach before the Avs win a Stanley Cup. That's one of the craziest statistics in all of sports to me, is that the Pittsburgh Steelers have had 3 head coaches since 1970s, 6-2? Dude, this is crazy. This is like the complete opposite of what happened in the last game. My God. The Lightning, like, hold my beer. You win 7-0 Colorado. Hold my beer. We're going back home. We're going to embarrass the shit out of you here. That's basically what they did. 6-2 is the score now. And again, I'm behind, so I haven't seen the goal here. Tampa was on the power play too. I missed that originally, but yes, they are on the power play. This is a power play goal from Tampa Bay. Little deflection. Corey Perry cleans it up to give the Lightning a 6-2 lead. I keep forgetting that Corey Perry's on the Lightning too, man. Corey Perry, back when he was with the Ducks, couldn't stand him. Couldn't stand him. Red Wings will win a Stanley Cup before the Avs. At this rate, might be right. Canucks, yes, we're getting there. You're getting there. Hit the post with the original shot, and then here comes Corey Perry to clean it up. The Penguins will win a Stanley Cup before the Avs. Again, we're going through all 32 NHL teams. to possibly jinx the Colorado Avalanche. 6-2. Did not see this much of a beatdown happening. Did not. I was hoping for much better hockey. This is starting to become the NBA Finals. That's what's happening here. Because the NBA Finals, pretty much blowouts every single game. Like, it just wasn't very watchable. And that's kind of what's happening here, I fear. These last two games, not very watchable. Puck to the face there. Like, if I wasn't doing this stream, I have to catch up on Ozark. I'm 6 episodes into the last season, season 4. So I'd be watching that. Going back to kind of what I was saying before that 6th goal from Lauren here. That's, again, craziest thing is 3 head coaches since the 70s for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin. Sharks will win before the Avalanche. And yeah, that's the thing is, like, it is just one game, but like this is back-to-back games where it's been blowouts. It's unfortunate. It sucks. I was hoping to get better, more competitive, and maybe it will as the series rolls on. Hopefully it does. Brennan saying the Dallas Cowboys will win a Super Bowl before the Giants. Another one of my favorite things is why there are so many Cowboys fans when they haven't been good in 30 years. Last time they won the Super Bowl was 1996, Avalanche on the power play here. With under 4 minutes to go in the second period. 2 for 2 on the power play so far in this game are the Avalanche. Been nearly unstoppable all series long on the power play. They're 5-9 in the series. 2-2 this evening. Let's see what else we got here. The Ducks are winning a cup before the Sharks do. Yes, I think so. Ducks got a good young core. They'll be a lot better than the Sharks, at least in the time being. Yeah, and America's team. Still very popular. Probably still the most valuable franchise in all of pro sports is the Dallas Cowboys. If I'm not mistaken. Cardinals will win a World Series before the Brewers. I guess. Avs will lose 9-2 in a reverse of the 7-0. Wouldn't surprise me the way this game is going. Thanks for hanging out with me this evening and hanging around late in the second period here. 6-2 game in favor of Tampa Bay. Do not convert on the power play. That's the first time the Avalanche have missed their opportunities on the power play this evening. I am winning a Stanley Cup before the Avs. NHL 22, you can do that. Download that, play that. You can do that, certainly. Brendan's chiming in saying Avs will be cursed for years if they don't win this series against the Bolts. I disagree with that. You can kind of go across the sports landscape and you can see this on multiple occasions where teams make a run and they lose, and it's actually the best thing that can happen to them. because they know what it's like to lose, and you don't want to have that feeling again. Happened with Tampa Bay, right? They made it to the Stanley Cup final and lost. And now they won back-to-back cups. Nathan saying he's stuck with NHL 21, but I have Game Pass. Yeah, there you go. That's how you get your favorite team to the Stanley Cup. There you go. I haven't owned any type of gaming console since the PlayStation 2 when I was like 15. JT chiming in. What's up, man? Good to see you. My name's Richie. Thanks for hanging out. Nice to meet you. Go Bulls. They're up 6-2. You're a happy guy this evening. Happy person, I should say. And Neil's off tonight, if you're talking about Neil. Isha also off tonight. Those are usually the two. They crush it on this channel all the time. Winding down here in the second period. 6-2. Tampa in the lead here in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Let's see what else we got here. Brendan chiming in saying Yankees and Cardinals will be a legendary World Series. Paul Goldschmidt. I hope he wins a championship. Big Paul Goldschmidt fan. I will say that. Former Diamondback. Ooh, we're getting it going. We're getting it going here at the end of the second period. A little bit of a kerfuffle going on near the Avalanche bench. Oh, look at Cogliano just trying to throw haymakers across the referee. Sergachev, Cogliano. And on the kerfuffle there. Luke chiming in saying this game sucks. It really is. It has not been good whatsoever. Blowout again. But hey, that's why you guys are here. We're here to entertain each other, aren't we, at this point? Like one big family. The good thing about this being a blowout, though, is not having to do overtime. Because having to do overtime for these live streams is as great as the games are. Doing this for 3.5 hours, it's a long time. So I'm kind of glad that this game's probably going to end in regulation. So I can move on with my evening. So what else we got here? Cogliano wants it. Yes, he does. Brendan chiming in saying they're being sore losers. The chirping is still going on. Look at Pat Maroon getting after it here. I don't know who he's chirping at there. Ray Ferraro is in the middle of this, which is awesome. I get some penalties here. And that little kerfuffle in this 4-goal game. Ellie chiming in. Let's go Avs. Maybe not tonight. Donnell saying people need to stop being sore losers. Wasn't going to be a sweep. We won't want the NHL season to go as long as it takes. I agree. I just wish the games themselves would be more entertaining. Because, like, yes, the more hockey, the better, generally. But if there are 2 blowouts in a row like this, it's just not entertaining. Maybe it pays off and we get a Game 7 down the road here. But we'll see. And yeah, Allie's right. There's still a third period to go. You never know. We've seen some wild comebacks before. I don't know if 4 goals is going to happen. We've seen some 3-goal comebacks in third periods. And the Avalanche, I believe I saw on the broadcast earlier, they have like 5 comeback wins this year. Allie's still saying Avalanche and 6. I still think the Avalanche are the favorites to win this series for sure. They have home ice for a reason. They earned it. So until one of these teams wins on the road, the Avalanche should still be the favorites in this series. Second period has come to an end. From Tampa, and our score after 40 minutes in Game 3 of the 2022 Stanley Cup Final, Tampa Bay 6, Colorado 2. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube page. I'm going to take a little break, get some water in me, rehydrate, maybe grab a bite to eat too. And I'll come back. We'll hang out during intermission and into the third period of this game. I'm not going anywhere for the rest of the evening, no matter how bad this game gets. So thanks for hanging out in the chat, everybody, and watching along with me. I'll be back with you, everybody in the chat, in just a hot minute.
All right, team, time to bet NFL games. Confidence.
I'm feeling a parlay with more legs than a spider.
So 9 legs?
Roll the dice, baby.
Indecision?
We picked one home favorite. I abstain.
You can't abstain.
Boring. 6-leg parlay, 2 home dogs, all hitting the over. Boom!
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and feel the NFL action like never before.
There we go. We're back. Hockey Podcast Network YouTube page. Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Watching the game along with everybody else. My name is Richie Suave Flores. I am the host of Sporty with Corey and Richie on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube page. Or network, sorry. Talk about the Arizona Coyotes on my show. But instead of talking about the Coyotes here this evening, talking about this Stanley Cup Final, this Game 3, which has been not so great, not so entertaining. So I appreciate everybody in the chat hanging out with me here this evening instead. And hopefully I'm somewhat entertaining, at least more entertaining than the game. Try to be. Make you guys laugh a little bit. I have my banana with me. My emotional support banana. Which I can't, because I'm doing this on my own, I can't really take a bite of this. While I'm streaming. So I was going to have to wait until I get another break here. Thanks for hanging out with me in the chat, everybody, once again. If you haven't done so already, and I know most of you have, make sure to like the stream, Subscribe if you haven't already so you can participate in our chat. And have a good time in the third period of this game. Brendan chiming in. Tampa in 7. I hope the series going 7 games would be dope as heck. That'd be sure. Brendan saying if Bolts tie the series, keep an eye out on the Avs. Won't surprise me. JT chiming in. Avalanche with a capitalized L. I'm assuming that was very intentional, JT. Thanks for watching this evening. Y'all and y'all's feelings saying the Avalanche is sweeping. I don't think anybody thought a sweep was going to happen. At least coming into the series, and then like in our chat here, even most people weren't saying that. I wasn't thinking this was going to be a sweep. I figured it would be a series, and that's where we're getting. Because it looks like Tampa's going to get back in this series and win Game 3 here, unless they collapse completely. Welcome back, Nathan. Ramon giving us a history lesson here, saying in 1944, the Canadiens scored 4 goals in 2 minutes and 35 seconds during the playoffs. So you're saying there's a chance. Let's see what else we got here. People yicking about, y'all complain about Florida. I've never been to Florida. Brooklyn Dodgers. Hey, it's a throwback right there. Frosty, thanks for chiming in tonight. Go Rangers. They're not playing tonight. Sorry. Almost made it. But they blew their own series lead. Well, they were at it too. Brendan chiming in saying Avs fans just like Dodger fans sometimes. Here's the thing about that. As a Diamondbacks fan, as an Arizona sports fan, don't like pretty much any Los Angeles team. Don't like the Kings, don't like the Dodgers. Dodgers fans, insufferable a-holes. Do not like them. They suck. Any game I go to, they annoy the crap out of me anytime I've gone to a Diamondbacks-Dodgers game. Avalanche fans, not so much. I feel like anytime the Avalanche come to town, and there's a lot of people that travel out here to Arizona to come see the Avalanche play, never had a problem with Avalanche fans. They're a good fan base. Let's see what else we got here. Making a banana crumple for the Avs now that it's sweet taste. I like your style. That is true. I got my banana with me. Now I will say, like, people have made fun of me for this in the past, but like I like my bananas when they're like very, very ripe. This one is not like, it's kind of like, it's like mid-scale tonight, but like usually I will eat bananas if they're almost completely black. I actually really like them that way when they're super, super sweet. Frosty is asking who my team is. I'll go through my list. Frosty, you're just tuning in. I'm from Arizona, so I am a fan of pretty much every Arizona team except the Cardinals. I'm a LA Rams fan in the NFL. You can see it there. I am a Diamondbacks fan. I am a Suns fan. I can prove it to you. There's the Suns right there. Diamondbacks right there. And then I'm a Coyotes fan too, obviously, because I cover the Coyotes on the network. And I'm a Coyotes fan. So you can send your condolences my way if you'd like. We gotta say goodbye. We gotta say goodbye to Nathan. See you, Nathan. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you next time. If I do another one of these, Nathan. If not, that's fine. Let's see what Lauren says. My Lakers won another NBA champion before the Avs won a cup. Hey, Lauren, I've seen some rumors that the Lakers might be in on Kyrie Irving. reuniting LeBron James and Kyrie Irving. That would be fascinating. God, that'd be so much fun. We have that comment, which I will not put up on the screen. Let's see. Ramon chiming in saying all fan bases have good people and bad people. I think this is true for the most part. Let's see what else we got here. Most Avs fans I've seen are bad apples. Again, I have never had a problem with them. So maybe more of you have had more interactions with them than I have. Anytime I've had interactions with them, they're perfectly fine. If we're hating on fan bases, Eagles are way up there. True. But I think it's with all Philadelphia. I think it's just a Philadelphia thing. Is like my favorite anecdote of all time is when Philadelphia Eagles fans booed Santa Claus. That's all you need to know about Philadelphia fans, to be honest. Shannon said, I want a banana. Hey. Oh, bananas. Yeah. I'm saying bananas. Yeah, that's what I'm eating right now. It's bananas. All right. Oh, and yeah, Shannon says you make pies and bread out of. Yeah, exactly. I think that's like banana bread. Delicious. But that's when I like my bananas the most, is when they're close to like spoiling, which is crazy. And then most people make fun of me for it, but yes. They threw snowballs at Santa Claus. Truly iconic stuff from the city of Philadelphia, ladies and gentlemen. Truly, truly iconic. Still in second intermission here. Getting closer to puck drop for the third period of this blowout so far in game 3. Tampa leading 6-2 at the moment. Shots on goal, 27 apiece through 2 periods of play. And again, I know I limited about this fact earlier, but like, I wish this game was closer. Make the third period a lot more fun than it is now. Maybe the Avalanche will get a couple of goals here and make this game interesting, but man. In the Philippines, bananas are green, Americans insist on yellow. So I've heard. I don't know what the difference is between the two, if there is any. Brennan says Gwen Stefani. I like Gwen Stefani. No Doubt was great. Is great. Again, getting set for the third period of this one. Five goals from the inner slot. Oh, that's how you score goals. That's how you create chances. Also, I am glad Tampa is winning this game in a way, because it makes the series more interesting. Like if Colorado was up 3-0, the series is over. But moving ahead now, I think we're going to have a great series ahead of us here. Again, I brought this point up earlier, where this is kind of like Colorado's cup check now. This is where they figure out if they're a Stanley Cup team or not, when you get kicked in the teeth like they have tonight, which they really haven't had happen to them all playoffs long. They've had it easy, right? 2 sweeps. The Blues series was a little bit of a task for them, but it's been way too easy for Colorado these playoffs, and they're finally getting kicked in the teeth, and championship teams respond from this, right? Tampa's done it for 2 straight years. They did it against Toronto back in the first round after Toronto won the first game, dominated play in that game, came back and won that series. Came back from 2 games down against New York to come back and win that series. So Tampa's been here. They've done it before. They know what it's like. And they're showing that tonight. They're showing off their championship pedigree, I think, this evening. And taking this 4-goal lead into the third period of this hockey game. Thanks for hanging out with me, chat. If you have anything non-hockey related, go and hit me up here. Again, doing this on my own it's tough going. It's tough going. So you're my co-host, chat, in this as we head to the third period of a 4-goal game. A lot of what you guys are breaking up is going to be what I'm going to talk about here. So for sure. Shannon's coming back in a second. See you in a few, Shannon. Which game will be the Pigskin Podcast Network live stream in week 1? That's a great question. I don't know if they even do live streams for games. That'd be cool if they did. I'd be more than happy to do the... Just kidding. Actually, no. If it's a Rams game, I don't want to do it because I'd be like insufferable. Like watching the Rams-Bills opener, season opener, which should probably be the pick, right? In week 1. I'd be legit. That's going to be a great game. Can't wait. Cannot wait for that one. So maybe that'll be it. Maybe it'll be LA, Buffalo. Review of the Super Bowl 57, maybe. You never know. Which, Super Bowl 57, going to be here in the great state of Arizona. Happening right across the street from me, in fact. Because I live in Glendale. So I live right across the street from the former home of the Coyotes, Gila River Arena. And the home of the Arizona Cardinals, State Farm Stadium, will Super Bowl 57 will take place in February. I don't think I've heard that one. Hooray for Santa Claus. Don't sound familiar. But again, we're so far off from the holidays, I don't even know. I'm chiming back in. There are birds flying around right in front of my window. This is kind of weird. There's a lot of them too. I have a tree right outside my window in front of me here. And there are like 7 birds just hanging out in the tree in front of me. Adam's saying, I was once beaten over the head with a glass bottle by a drunk ass fan. I put the guy in a chokehold and restrained him until officers arrive and receive damages. Dude, what the hell, man? That's bullshit. That sucks. I'm sorry. Screw that guy. Let's not do that. My best guess, Lauren, is that would be the case if they decide to do that. But again, that's more of a question for Isha, for Dylan, people at Amaze, our fine parent company here on the Hockey Podcast Network. Let's see what else we got here. Ramon is, you're right. The Cardinals used to be based in St. Louis. And then the Bidwells moved them to Arizona. And haven't won shit in 35 years they've been here. Ish. For about 35 years. Which is why I am not a Cardinals fan, even though I was born in Arizona, because the Bidwells suck. The owners of the Cardinals. And always have been. Avionics chiming in here saying 9-2 Tampa. Hey, let's go. Let's get double digits on the board. That'd be exciting. Why not? Let's make it 10-2 while we're at it. Jeff saying, I went to high school with Jim Hart's kids, and he was also my athletic director in college. Yeah, that is a name right there. That is a name right there, Jim Hart. One of the all-time Cardinals quarterbacks. Ramon's saying they did better in Arizona than St. Louis. This is true. Although I believe they did actually win a championship. No, maybe they did it. No. The one they won a championship, I think they were in previous to even St. Louis. But at least they made it to a Super Bowl in Arizona. They lost that Super Bowl thanks to Santonio Holmes' toe. Bringing to the game. It was a great Super Bowl, too. Super Bowl 43. One of the better ones. One of the underrated Super Bowls of all time, too. Super Bowl 43. I feel like people don't bring it up enough in terms of great Super Bowls. But that was one of them, for sure. Is Isha going to do any of the games? He is not. You can catch Isha's stuff on his YouTube channel, City Life Project. But as far as I know, he's focusing on other things at the moment. So probably not going to be doing any live streams for the rest of the Stanley Cup final here. So most likely you're either going to get me or Neil for the rest of the series. Luke saying that the Avalanche are going to score a touchdown here in the third period. That'd be really fun, actually. That'd be really funny. And that's what I thought. They did start in Chicago. Chicago Cardinals back in the day. That's going really, really old school right there. That's for sure. Shannon saying 34 minutes past my bedtime. To be honest, Shannon, I would probably go to sleep if I were you. I appreciate you staying up past your bedtime to listen to me, for goodness sake. I sure as heck hasn't given me anything interesting over the last hour and a half of this game after it got away from us here. So I don't blame you if you turn me off and go to sleep and go to bed. Thank you, Shannon. I appreciate you tuning in. But Stanley Cup, I know, but that's the thing. This game's over. And hey, if the Avalanche come back and win, you'll see it in the morning on Twitter. Avionics saying this Tampa team versus the Avs team, Tampa would sweep. Kind of a flip-flop, right? Of the previous two games. But that's true. Like, Colorado in the first two games, they were the team that was pushing the pace. They were the team that was out skating. They were the team that had the puck in their offensive zone the entire game, and that's not happening tonight. Tampa is doing a really good job of forcing Colorado to make mistakes in their own zone, which led to multiple goals for the Avalanche, or for the Lightning this evening. I'm sorry. Shen saying getting up at 3 a.m. Yeah, why are you still awake? If I had to get up at 3 a.m. and I was up past 10 o'clock, I'm probably not waking up on time. I've done it in the past. Staying out past 2 o'clock in the morning, closing the bars down on Mill Avenue, and having to go back home, take a quick nap, and be back at work at 6 o'clock in the morning. Done that in the past. Having to go to your place of work while you're probably still a little tipsy. Not the best thing in the world. Oh, it's 8:30 where you are. Okay. That's not too bad. That's doable. That's doable. But still really freaking early. I'm a night owl, Shannon, so like I usually don't go to bed until like 1 o'clock in the morning on a regular basis. So like I wouldn't be able to do that whatsoever. You'll get like so it'll go 9 a.m. to 3, or 9 p.m. to 3, right? That's 6 hours. Yeah, you can do that. That's easy. That's easy stuff. You should chime it in. Love the Bolts stomping the Avs. I'm sure you like it. It's not fun for me, but Shannon better get the super loud alarm which launches missiles. But I feel like Shannon's used to it. So it's a normal thing. And so like you don't really need a massive alarm clock to wake up at that point in time. Lauren's saying it's 7:38 in Anaheim. It is also 7:38 here in the great state of Arizona too. Which is great. I will tell you, like, that's the great thing about, I'm sure a lot of you who are on the West Coast along with me will agree, that when it comes to being a sports fan, being on the West Coast is the greatest thing ever, because you never have to stay up late to watch games more often than not, right? Whereas people who are watching like the NBA finals, those games weren't starting until almost 6:30 here in the West and 9:30 out East. So you're staying up to almost midnight watching games. It's like, good luck, man. Good luck. Which, again, is somebody who is a fan of Arizona State, fan of Pac-12. Anytime their games start at 7 p.m. here on the West Coast, that's why they can't get any traction, because your games are starting at 10 o'clock in the East and nobody's watching your football games. But I digress. Ramon's saying it's 9:38 in the Show Me State. Yeah, it's getting late out there. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, folks. I do appreciate it. Ramon's saying, I remember Isha saying that the Steelers games will get a live stream, but I don't know which NFL game will be live stream for week 1. Yeah, I don't. Again, I wish I had the answers. I would, reach out to Isha on Twitter, and he can help you out with that and see if that's in the works to do some live streams for the NFL season, which would be really cool. I think the Steelers have a podcast too as well. Not 100% sure. Go check them out. Pigskin Podcast Network. If you haven't checked them out before, if you're an NFL fan, got all your NFL shows right there. Ramon saying he's used to 4 hours a night. That's tough. Again, that's the thing. Being a night owl, I just don't like waking up in the morning whatsoever. So like waking up before 10 a.m. is always rough. Oh, hey, we have a game going on, folks. I feel like I haven't said a word about this game all period long. I don't even know if I told you guys the third period was underway at this point, but there's 14 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the third period of Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. Tampa leading 6-2. Game got away from Colorado in the second period of this game. It was 3-2 back in the second period, after Colorado scored on a power play goal from Gabe Landeskog. And it's been all Avalanche ever since. They've scored 3 goals the rest of the second period. And they've taken a commanding lead in this game number 3. There you go. If you're a Steelers fan, who happens to be watching along tonight, there you go. The Steelers podcast is called SC Blitz. Jeff chiming in saying he's a single dad, no sleep for this cat on the weekends. Single dad, single mom, single parents. Y'all are great. Y'all don't get enough love from people, in my opinion. So shout out to you, Jeff. Thank you for what you do, being a single dad. Take a look at the shots on goal in this game, as we do every once in a while. Colorado is taking the lead in shots on goal, 33-27. So we like to call score effects. Hopping in there. Score effects. And so that's why the Avalanche have the lead in shots on goal now, after trailing by 4 goals. Again, thanks for hanging out with me tonight. We are winding down this game as they are at a commercial break right now. Breaking the action. Lauren, I have a question for you, Lauren, while you're still watching me here. Who do you think is going to be the Steelers quarterback in week 1? Right? Because you got your Mason Rudolph, right? He's still on the roster there. And they Kenny Pickett, the kid who they drafted this year, right? Those are the two that are looking for the starting job there. So who do you think is going to get the start week 1? Game is about to wind up. I hope it gets interesting and we see some more goals in this game. That'd be nice. Next game, game 4, coming to you on Wednesday evening. To be determined who is going to host that edition of the show. It might be me. It could be Neil. You'll just have to tune in and find out, won't you? Actually, I'm going to see if I can find out right now. So bear with me for a second, because I'm going to try and find out if we have anybody hosting game number 4 on the channel here. Yes, it is confirmed. Neil will be back with you for game number 4. 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock on the West. My guy Neil Villapiano hosted New Jersey Devils podcast here in the Hockey Podcast. He will be back with you for game number 4. He always does a great job on these bad boys. Shout out to him because he did game number 1 of this series, and he did it on his birthday. So shout out to him. He will be back coming up in game number 4. Have a good night, Jeff. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Appreciate you. Hopefully you can pop in on Wednesday and check out Neil for game number 4. Lauren is hoping for Kenny Pickett for week 1. Why not? See who the kid's got, right? Like you picked him for a reason. Let him play. Like you had a couple instances of this last year from other teams right in the NFL where they drafted quarterbacks and they were like, are we going to play them? Are we not? And it fucks with their development, right? Like saw it in San Francisco. Jimmy Garoppolo ended up making it to the NFC title game, for goodness sake, and almost ended up beating the Rams in that game. And you saw with a couple of other teams too, who are trying to decide like what to do with their young starting quarterbacks and whether or not to play them, and whether and saw it in Chicago too with Matt Nagy, for love of guys. Thank goodness he's gone out of there. All right, let's see what else we got here. $11:40 to go here in the third period. And the Lightning are well on their way to getting their first win of the series and making it a 2-1 lead for Colorado. Oh, we got some like old school bands here. We got we got Ramones and the Clash. Whew. Can't go wrong with that. I do appreciate everybody who's still with me here during this last bit of the game where we've kind of run out of things to talk about, to be honest. At this point in the game, because it's a blowout. Jeff saying, I saw the Clash in Chicago years ago. Ooh. All right. That's pretty dope. Ramon saw the Ramones back in 1988. Now, that's dope as shit right there. That's like at the height of their popularity, right? Back in the 80s. That'd been dope as shit. Same thing with Guns N' Roses, too. I know they're still touring. I see it on TikTok all the time that they're back touring. Axl Rose, if you want to like have your ears hurt really, really bad, look up Guns N' Roses shows now, and Axl Rose's voice will just like, will kill you. It will. Now that we know this game is pretty much over at this point, maybe let's look ahead a little bit to game number 4 and what we think may or may not happen coming up in game number 4. And after this game this evening, it's going to be interesting to see how many people change their tune. And they come back and they say that this is Tampa series to lose, right? Because I can't imagine just like after game 2 where I didn't think Tampa would play that bad again, and they didn't. I don't think Colorado's going to play this bad again in game 4. Like what we're seeing this evening is a massive, massive aberration from anything we've seen from the Colorado Avalanche all postseason long. Granted, this is the biggest test they faced all postseason long. And I kind of alluded to this earlier, where it was kind of an easy going for Colorado for pretty much all of the playoffs up until now. Now they're getting their teeth kicked in a little bit here, and they're up against it. So in game 4, it's going to be a lot closer. It's not going to be a blowout. 4, 5, 6, and 7. From here on out, we're going to see a really good series. We're going to see a really good series moving forward. And if I had to make a prediction right now about who's going to win game 4, I'll probably take the Lightning. I'll take the Lightning at home. That's usually the go-to. Until somebody wins on the road. Until somebody wins on the road. Though, the Avalanche are still the favorites in this series. All right, let's see what we got here in the chat. Jacob chiming in saying the Avs never played a good team. They've had an easy road, haven't they? They've had a really easy road, right? Nashville barely made it into the playoffs. And Nashville only had to play the Avs in the first round because the Coyotes beat them in the final game of the season. I see Adam chiming in saying that the Rams have won the Super Bowl this year. Thank you very much for bringing that up again. That brings me lots of joy. You can see by my hat. There we go. Super Bowl champions. Let's see what else we got here. Tampa had to face the Leafs, which is the only team to score on Bassey in a Game 7 since 2020. And that kind of goes back to like my theme of tonight's show, really, is that the Avalanche are champions the Lightning are champions for a reason. And they've been there, they've done that, they know everything about facing adversity in the postseason, where the Avalanche do not. And that's what we're seeing here tonight, I think. Is that's kind of popping back up into our minds as we move into a game 4. The sun is starting to set here in the great state of Arizona. So it's getting late, getting near 8 o'clock here on the West Coast. Andrew chiming in. What's up, Andrew? Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming in. You're coming in at a very interesting time because this game has been a blowout for half the game at this point. Yeah, but we still got 8.5 minutes to go in this third period. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight, Andrew. We appreciate you chiming in here. See what else we got. Adam saying Tampa levels the series next game. Like I said, if I had to bet, that would be my bet. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Tampa evens it up. It's not going to be like this. They're not going to blow them out by any means. But I think Tampa's proven that they're really tough to beat at home here. And I did not like what I saw from Darcy Kemper this evening either. Did not like that at all. Avalanche have taken a 36-27 shots on goal lead in the third period. But again, score effects. Score effects. Andrew chiming in again saying he knew that this would happen tonight. I thought Tampa would win this game. I did not think it would be like this. Did not think it would be a beatdown like this. That's for sure. Love that the chat is going back and forth about the NFL here too. We're less than what we're almost into July now, so we're like 2 months away from the NFL. Can't wait. Cannot wait. Thanks for chiming in. Newly subscribed to the channel. Thank you. Thank you for chiming in. Go Boats go. They're getting it done tonight, that's for sure. My name is Richie, by the way. Thanks for hanging out with us here this evening on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube channel. And thanks for subscribing so you can hang out with us here in the chat for the last 7.5 minutes of this hockey game where Tampa is on another power play. And they want to kick the extra point here to go up 7-2. So here's the thing, Donnell. So by the time I was getting ready to actually press order on the app, the game was over. And Colorado won the game. And so I was like, all right, well, game's over. I'll just save myself $20 and eat what I had in my cupboard. So that's what I did. So I did not end up finish the order for that. So I didn't end up ordering the McDonald's last time. I don't think I'm going to do that tonight either. Jeff chiming in here asking where Corey is. Corey not able to join me here this evening. So it's just me tonight, unfortunately. Let's see what else we got. Do you champion Colorado or Tampa Bay? Personally, I'm rooting for Colorado in this series. And because I'm a big Darcy Kemper fan, big Cale Makar fan. So I'm rooting for Colorado. And like I said earlier, I still think they're the favorites in this series until Tampa can actually show up and win in on the road. But yes, you're right, Donnell and Jeff. My co-host name is Corey Crenshaw. She is my co-host on Sporty with Corey and Richie. And yeah, she could not join me here this evening. And so it's just me. Andrew was asking, what did I almost order? Yeah, so last time I did a stream, I was like, oh, Tampa Bay's got a 5-on-3 here, by the way. Last time I did a stream, I was like, if you guys donate $20, I'll order McDonald's. And by the time we got to the $20 and I was ready to order, the game was over. So almost ordered McDonald's, and then I decided not to. Mostly because I'm not a big McDonald's guy. Was in college, not so much anymore. Let's see what else we got here. Ramon saying his computer just froze. Damn it. That sucks. Hope to see it back here. Donald saying, Richie, a lot of people want the Avalanche to win because nobody didn't want the Lightning to 3-peat. That's kind of thing is like most people who are like not fans of either team, they kind of root for that to happen, right? Where you root for the underdog. And for a lot of people, Colorado was the underdog here because of that. Tampa still on the power play here in this third period. 5.5 to go in this game. 6-2. Tampa leads it. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight here on the Hockey Podcast Network YouTube page. Most of you know who I am already, but in case you're new to the channel, my name's Richie. Sporty with Corey and Richie. Coyotes podcast here on the Hockey Podcast Network. Asking if I'm going to party for Game 4. I will not be live streaming on the channel. Neil Villapiano will be. So I know you're new to the channel. So we will be doing another live stream. I will not be joining you. Neil will do it. But I know you're a new subscriber. Neil will be live streaming game number 4 on Wednesday evening. Let's see what else we got here. I agree with you, Adam. That's the thing that sucks. Like, these streams are so much fun to do when the games are good. Because we have a lot to talk about and they're exciting. That was the case back when Corey and I did the Western Conference Final, game number 4, when Colorado advanced to the Stanley Cup. Like, that game was fun, man. That was a fun game to do. And this game is not the case. And so I'm like trying to come up with shit out of my ass to talk about here. So thank you, chat, for keeping the chat buzzing here this evening and hanging out with me in this blowout game. Let's see what else we got here. Like, I wouldn't be mad if the Lightning won a third in a row. Like, it'd be cool because we haven't seen it in what, 35 years, almost 40 years. Because that's like, as fans, that's what we want. We want to watch great teams be great. And that's something that as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate more. Is just when teams are good, appreciate it. And just because they're winning, you don't have to hate them. So I've come to appreciate what the Lightning have done. I have always loved watching the Golden State Warriors play. And so when they won again, I was like, that's cool, man. Like, I was 100% cool with them winning another championship this year. Let's see what else we got. And yeah, Ramon's right. Like in the salary cap era, that's hard to do. You know, and the thing with we've had a couple in the NHL over the last decade, right? Where the Penguins won several cups, Tampa's won multiple cups, Detroit had a run there for a couple seasons, and Colorado has an empty net with 3.5 to go in the third period. That's fascinating. But yeah, and pretty much in any sport, right? Like the NFL, look at the NFL, and I guess the Patriots, right? And Tom Brady. It's probably the only, and then Golden State, where they've won 4 of the last 8. But like Major League Baseball has, I think the Astros have won multiple championships in the last 20 years. But other than that, like you don't have a lot of repeat winners in baseball, which is kind of wild to me. Donnell's right. It's been 40 years since the Islanders won 4 in a row in the early 80s, which is insane. Also saying, I was happy when the Warriors beat the Celtics. I hate Boston fans. Plus, Boston's already run. That's the thing. It's like Boston's the one sports city where you can't play the "oh woe is me" card. We lost. Get out of here with that. Y'all have won so fucking much in the last 20 years. Get over it. So I see them whining on Twitter and whatnot. I'm just like, you're fine. Get over it. There are so many other cities around the country that have had to bear so much pain with their teams. Arizona's one of them. Two and a half to go with the Colorado still have the empty net, or they put him back in there. Yeah, did not expect this game to happen as it did. Very much a surprise this evening. Very much a surprise. Oh, and they're going after it. It's Cogliano and Pat Maroon again. Shocker. They're the ones that like to keep getting after it all game. Andrew is asking if we watch the CFL. I do not. Ooh, we're getting after it here. We got Ross Colton going after it. O'Connor, 2 minutes to go in the third period. We got some fisticuffs, everybody. Finally, this friggin' game gets interesting. Hallelujah. Thank goodness. That was long overdue from the Avs, though, isn't it? I know it's a very old school approach to take. But like you're getting beat like this, I feel like if you're Colorado, you need to do that earlier in the game and get a little bit more feisty. And they didn't do that. They just kind of went away in the third period and didn't do much. To answer your question, I do not watch the CFL. I should though. I do watch it from time to time, just not on a regular basis. I know it's more of a pass heavy league, so it's fun to watch in that way. But I'll watch like the Grey Cup, and if there's nothing else on, I'll watch it. Who should be my team? That's the question. Who should be my CFL team? The Winnipeg Blue Bombers? Ottawa Red Blacks? The BC Lions, are they still around? Jacob saying, go Lakers. I cannot tell you how much joy it gave me this year that the Lakers didn't make the playoffs. And they were such a mess. The last 2 years, being a Suns fan, the fact that the Suns knocked the Lakers out in the playoffs in 2021, and the Lakers didn't even make the playoffs in 2022, beautiful. Although I shouldn't really talk, Jacob, because Suns got their shit kicked in by the fucking Mavericks in Game 7. So can't say that. Toronto Argos. Cool. Maybe I should be an Argonauts fan. That'd be dope. I'm always looking to bandwagon different teams. Like I just hopped on. I started watching a lot of Premier League soccer this year, and so I decided to become a fan of Liverpool. So I'm a Liverpool fan. There's like, what do we have? Like a minute left in this hockey game. CP3 hit a 3 to cut the Mavs lead down to 42. You know, I don't remember that happening. I have moved that out of my memory banks at this point in time. Ramon is a Wolves fan. That's interesting. How did you become a Wolves fan? I decided to become a Liverpool fan, not only because of Mo Salah, one of the best players in the world, but I have several other friends of mine who are Liverpool fans as well. And so they were like, hey, Richie, you can support Liverpool. I did. Let's see what else we got here. Avionics saying Tampa 3-peat. Like we were talking about, not out of the realm of possibility at this point in time. But I would still say the Avalanche should be favored in this series. Until somebody wins on the road. Thank you, Adam. I was very excited about that. About Darwin Nunez coming over to Liverpool. And that's a good signing because they lost Mane, who has not left officially, but will be leaving. Under a minute to go here in this hockey game. And so Darwin Nunez coming in to kind of basically replace Mane. Beautiful. Love it. There was a lot of rumors that Liverpool would be in on Christian Pulisic, which would be awesome. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. Ramon went to a couple of earlier games. I have a sister who lives not far away from them. That makes sense. That's cool. That's awesome. Going to a Premier League match is certainly on my bucket list. And there you go. This game is over, ladies and gentlemen. The Tampa Bay Lightning get their first win of the 2022 Stanley Cup Final. This series is now Colorado 2 games, Tampa Bay just 1. Game 4 coming back on Wednesday night from Tampa. And I'll do it. We're getting some fisticuffs after the whistle here. So this game was not great, folks. So I appreciate every single one of you that hung around and watched this game with me. I appreciate y'all and appreciate your support. Hopefully I was entertaining at some point in time. Steven Stamkos is yelling at the fans for throwing shit on the ice. Because I think they had like these little like rattles tonight to make noise, and idiots were fucking throwing it on the ice. And Stammer was like, no, stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. All right. Let's see here. Shannon's saying better than 7-0. That's true. Yes, the first half of this game was actually entertaining. Last half, not so much. Let's see what else we got here. Warren, bold statement, Bolts in 6. Can they win the next 3 games? They're the 2-time reigning Stanley Cup champions for a reason. Adam weighing in saying Avs played so bad, worrying signs. I'm all over Tampa tying it up next game. Like I said, I think that's going to be the case here. I think they're going to even it up, and it's going to go back to Colorado, tied up at 2 games apiece. Ramon chiming in. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you for the follow on Twitter. Hopefully I have some interesting stuff to stay there. The chat was still fun. You guys make it fun all the time. Before we go, a couple of you already chimed in because I don't know if I'm going to do another one of these streams. So I'll make my final prediction on this series, and then I'll get your predictions as well, and then we'll wrap it up here and we'll say goodnight. Right now, I think the Avalanche win this in 6 games. I think the Avalanche wins in 6 games. Donnell, appreciate you hanging out with us. I'm sorry you have to go back to work, though, man. That always sucks, going back to work after vacation. But thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys. I appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter at rflores91, FLORES91. You can follow my podcast, Sporty with Corey and Richie, at Corey, CORI_Richie Show on Twitter. HockeyPodNet on Twitter as well. Thanks for chiming in tonight, everybody. Neil will be back with you for Game 4. Maybe I'll be back to do one more of these before the Stanley Cup final is over. It's been nice hanging out with you guys this evening. And as I always say, I sign off the same way on every single show of Sporty and on here. And I'm not going to be able to say this very often because we're running out of games. But until next time, everybody, good night and good hockey.